feel the heat, I wanna own the night. I wanna feel the beat, I wanna dance tonight. I wanna lose myself, I wanna come alive. I wanna feel the love go into overdrive. I wanna feel the heat, I wanna own the night. I wanna feel the beat, I wanna dance tonight. I wanna lose myself, I wanna come alive. I wanna feel the love, I wanna go into
Now back to the biggest sports network on the planet, the Tony Bruno Sports Network.
Live here on Radio Row, Pete Sheppard, Tony Bruno. It's just nonstop now. You see, Pete, it's Wednesday. Place is exploding. People are walking in all over the place.
Pastries are flying in and out.
Exactly right. What's flying in and out? Pastries.
Where's the surf and turf buffet?
You have to
Vegas,
go.
Right? Where's the freaking surf and turf buffet?
You have to pay $125 for it just to get a little bit, maybe a little lobster tail, maybe not sirloin. You're not getting filet mignon. You're not getting prime rib. Those are the old days of Vegas.
I can't do this anymore.
Pete Sheppard, Tony Bruno here live on Radio Row. Everybody's walked. Jay Glazer just walked by. Moose Johnson. They're all coming in here. Who else came by?
Charlie Batch is roaming
Charlie
around
Batch, the former Pittsburgh Steeler great. And now we are joined by, we had a lot of doctors on the show this week. And I need a house call. And we just have another house call. Just stop by. Dr. Kim is here. Dr. Kimberly Battle. And Battle Miller.
Yes.
Dr. Kim. Can I just call you Dr. Kim?
Yes, that's what they call me.
All right.
Absolutely. Now, it's amazing how many female doctors and people who are helping with the self-care of athletes. Because we talk about a lot of these young players, they get into football, the ones who are fortunate enough grow up as kids and then become successful. And then in football, the careers are not that long. And so after football, that's where the whole life story continues for a lot of these, and for all of them, but for some of them, it may end there as far as their career.
Yes.
So tell us what you do.
So I not only take care of the sports players, so looking at self-care so that you can prevent injuries on the field, off the field, but I put a different spin on it. I also take care of the families who take care of the players, because it's important what occurs off the field that will impact your ability to play with sustained energy, minimize your injuries, and longevity. And then, as you said, you have to think about your life after your career.
Right.
So what you're doing during impacts after. And the family that cares for you plays a big role in that.
Do you start this process with the kids coming right out of college to the NFL, or is it some players that have already been in the NFL that you help? Or does it really matter? But I imagine it's going to be tougher with the younger kids coming right out of the college to the NFL, right?
Yes. But you can start as early as high school level. So by training, I'm a pediatric critical care doctor, as well as I take care of adults with advanced chronic illness, so palliative medicine.
Wow.
So I know the impact of, if you take care of yourself when you're young, the longevity you can have in life and good health when you're older. So I actually start with kids in high school and transition all the way into the college arena, helping families learn how to care for their players.
Now, you're based in Chicago, right?
I'm based in Chicago, yes.
So I saw you also have hospice care, as you mentioned, for older people, who need hospice services. And, as we get older, a lot of people are in hospice, and most of the time near the end of their lives, right?
Yes, but I also take care of them in palliative medicine, which is that chronic stage before you enter into hospice, into your terminal phase. And what I've learned is that families always say, what could we have done different that this person may not be dying young or this soon? Because not everybody dies old in hospice.
Right.
We see patients who are in their 30s, 40s, 50, and the families say, what could we have done differently? And that's what I train before they get to the point of needing palliative care. How to provide self-care for the people that you're responsible for, teaching them to exercise, sleep, eat well, especially diet and nutrition I focus on.
Do you find that are the players reaching out to you first, or is it the parents that are contacting you first?
It's usually the parents. When you're at the high school age, the parents, once they learn about the programs, they reach out.
This is awesome stuff. And this is the future of healthcare, and not self-help for athletes, and not just athletes, because you deal with regular people too, right? It's not just about sports athletes.
Correct. I deal with regular people in the community, boosting your immune system, decreasing your risk of heart disease, diabetes, the changes in your diet that'll impact that.
Dr. Kim?
That's awesome.
We call you Dr. Kim, and that's what you go by, but Dr. Kimberly Battle.
Yes, Battle Miller.
Battle Miller. Why don't they have the Miller in there?
Oh, it's up on top. It's up here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
And my husband is here, so we have to give him his.
Yeah, we're in. Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
All right, Mr. Miller. I don't want to disrespect you, man.
Well, he might be
You
a
know,
doctor too. I don't know. Is your husband a doctor too?
No, he's
Okay.
we work in the same field, but
Excellent.
he lets me carry that load.
So you're the boss, right?
Who's the boss of who here now?
Come on, it's not even close.
She's the boss of you, man. Just like Robin. Robin's not only my producer, she's my fiance, and she's the boss of me when we're working. But when I go home, I'm the boss of her.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
That's a good balance.
You have to have balance. You have to have. She can be the boss one time, and then later I'm the boss. You know what I mean? Like
makes
Tony
for
Danza.
longevity.
Who's the boss? Remember Tony? Who's the boss? Who was the boss on that show? Was it Tony Danza or was it?
It
What's
was
her name?
definitely not Tony Danza.
Danza wasn't the boss, right?
It was Angela.
So you're a smart man. We're 30 years in. So
Wow,
he learned early that
Congratulations.
happy wife, happy life.
Exactly.
So that's a given. I mean, it doesn't. You don't have to be a doctor to know that, right?
Absolutely.
Now, how do you? I have a question regarding
ahead.
athletes. Do you think that your care? Do you see different patterns in athletes than in quote unquote regular people?
I do. So the athletes have the NFL to help them with the usual strength building. They do have some psychosocial type support, so for mental health and longevity. But the family members, if they learn how to care for them off the field, that can make a huge difference. Because if you're going home and you're not eating healthy, if you're not exercising, if you're not resting, that impacts what occurs on the field. So teaching the families that they're part of their caregiving circle and they're responsible for them playing well and longevity, families can make a huge difference. That going out to dinner every night,
Right.
not
Yeah,
so
that makes
good.
sense.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the
Cook a
thing
little
that
bit
the
at
word
home.
hospice now takes on an ominous thing because, you know, like my mom had home hospice care, but she lived to 97. So we got to, instead of her going into a hospice facility, my sister, my older sister, and we all took care of my mom as a home hospice, and the nurse would come in every day. But hospice to most people is like, that's near the end of life, right? But that's what the vision is. That's what when you hear hospice care, you're
perception's
thinking that
reality,
person's near the end of their lives.
So let me put a plug in for hospice because my dad has been in hospice now over a year and a half.
Oh.
And hospice has actually prolonged his life. When we enrolled in hospice, his prognosis was that he would probably die in a couple months. But with the support of the nurses who come to your home, identify any kind of illness or change in your treatment plan early, the doctors are following weekly to get updates. The caregivers are taught how to provide care so they're not injured and they have longevity in caregiving. Hospice is a wonderful thing. It's something that you paid for when you work every day as part of your Medicare benefit, and it can help prolong your life. It can help make your family comfortable in caring for you and also make you comfortable. And it doesn't have to be 2-3 days before you die. It can be 6 months to a year.
Well, my mom, in her case, I mean, she lived till 97, so I mean, that's a long, wonderful life, and we got to be there, you know, in her final hours, and that's you know, because a lot of people don't know. We don't know when we're going to die, how we're going to die, but when you have a chance to be with loved ones in their final hours, you know, and say goodbye in peaceful way, and when they go peaceful, because we knew at the end when it was a couple days away, a couple hours away, and that's the peace of mind that most people don't get when they lose a loved one.
Yeah, it's a beautiful gift to walk through with someone during that path. It's a beautiful gift. You'll never regret caring for someone in their advanced stages, young or old. You'll never regret it.
Well, Dr. Kim, it's great having you
Dr.
on
Kim.
because this is important stuff. You know, we're talking about football. It's a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but this
is life. We're talking about
is.
life.
Yep.
We're talking about health. We're talking about taking care of your family, not just athletes, but anybody who you care for and care about.
Exactly.
Dr. Kim, thank you so much.
Kim,
Now, how
thank you so
people get
much.
in touch with you
Tony
now?
and Pete, thank you so much
yes.
for having me. www.drkimtoday.
Dr. Kim Today.
DrKimToday.
Absolutely.
Dr. Kim
We'll keep
Today
plugging this
at
throughout the day.
gmail.com.
Correct. Or you can just go to my website, www.drkimtoday.com.
Dr. Kim
Awesome.
Today, tomorrow, next week, the week after the Super Bowl, the week when baseball starts, the week when football comes back in September. Every day is
Every
Dr.
day.
Kim Day.
Dr.
Yes.
Kim, now that you're done here, I'm gonna actually have you talk to one of our guys who. He just ended up having an IV last night. He's not feeling good, and I'm worried about him. I'm seriously like.
Did you
I'm
bring
really
any medical kits with you? Do you
I
have
didn't
any?
bring any medical
Do you have
kits,
any
but
slow
I have
drips?
My knowledge
Yeah.
with me. They used to let us carry them, but all of those are on there. I
Oh,
can keep
yeah.
now.
Long gone.
Well, thank you, Dr. Kim. Appreciate you
Dr.
coming
Kim.
on.
Take care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Tony.
so
Thank
much.
you, Peter. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
No problem. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Now, we finally got an answer to our question about the great Bruno Cook in Pittsburgh when he
Yeah.
was the athletic director, sports
yes.
information director at Pitt with the Pitt Panthers,
Yeah,
and then
Greg
became
came
an
back.
icon. And it was Bruno Cook. And I remember because I was working at ESPN when Ron Paulus was the quarterback at Notre Dame who went in as a hot freshman.
Overrated.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I know,
Bruno
you're right.
loved,
This-
he
I know.
loved him some
I
Notre
know,
Dame,
dude.
even though he was a Pitt guy.
I know.
He loved Notre Dame because you know what he would always say to me and Chris Fowler
Yeah.
and obviously the great Tim Brando, who we were all up there in Bristol, Connecticut together. You know, they got to get the. I can't do a good Bruno because Tim Brando does a great Bruno.
They can't hear me. You got to do the YouTube.
Oh yeah, we got to
can't-
find it.
They can't.
No, we got that. I was there for that.
I'm telling you.
Tell him I can't hear Fowler. I can't hear
I
him.
can hear him.
Pete, so Marie was on hold.
Oh, Lady Maria, she's
Yeah.
still there?
Is she there?
No, she was holding for about 25 minutes.
Oh,
It was
you're
from-
letting your wife hang
No, it's
on?
not my wife. It's another friend. I know who she is. I think my
Oh,
wife-
okay. I thought you said your wife was going to call in for a hockey update.
No, she's just.
That's Lady Elaine.
Lady Elaine, but another Lady Marie, I think, is she wants to call back.
Lady Marie.
Lady Marie is a good friend of ours. I'm sure my wife called her and had her.
She did.
And
Okay.
had her call it.
There's a lot of ladies out there.
Yeah.
And of course, the great song "Lady." Who did that?
Lionel Richie.
Lionel
Whoa,
Richie.
No.
Lady.
No. There's a lot of ladies. First
I
of all,
know
Lady
that.
by Kenny Rogers is probably
yeah.
the best one.
Okay, yeah.
Lady.
Yeah.
That was Styx.
Styx did "Lady." I
Styx
didn't
did
like
Lady.
Styx "Lady." I liked Kenny Rogers' "Lady."
I like Styx, but I love Kenny Rogers' Lady is beautiful.
Yeah. And then of course, you know, who else? Robin did "Lady."
Lady.
I don't know.
Styx, Kenny
Angel said the
Rogers.
first. Angel had the first guy.
No.
Yeah,
it wasn't
Lionel
Richie.
Lionel Richie didn't do Lady.
Yes, he
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's right. He did do a lady. He did do a lady. Yes.
And then there was Lady Willpower, but that was
You pinned me up
Lady
when I'm down, up when I'm down.
Willpower. Who did that song? I forget now. There's a lot of lady songs. Lady and the Tramp.
I love this. I love Kenny Rogers'
No,
version
this
of this.
is actually Lionel.
This is Lionel Richie. Listen. Lady.
Yeah, but Kenny did it first.
Of course he did. But this is still a good version.
Okay, let me. I'll go to Kenny. Hang on.
And then go to Styx. And then go
And
to
let's see if
Lady
it all sounds
Willpower.
the same.
And Luck Be a Lady tonight.
Yeah,
How
Lady-
can we not be
no,
playing
Lady-
that in
Lady-
Vegas?
Lady from Styx is much different from that.
No, I
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Now this is Kenny.
It's the same song.
Yeah, it sounds very similar.
Yeah.
Kenny was first.
I like.
He was first.
My girlfriend Tina at the time gave me this for 45 because I loved it so much.
I
so
love this.
I used to
And
sing
I
it to
love
her.
Kenny.
Yeah, great Kenny Rogers.
There's that raspiness
Oh,
to his
yeah,
voice.
yeah.
There he is. There's David Gow right there walking with a cane right there.
Okay. Now, just in case somebody does not remember.
You know what I want? We should be playing it. It's part of our Vegas repertoire. Luck be a lady tonight.
David.
The great David Gow in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Uh-oh, look who's here. Oh, our intern Jess is back,
Jess
ladies
is
and
in
gentlemen.
the house.
Let's get this party started. Now, which version is this?
I don't.
Oh, Luck be a lady tonight.
Of course.
Let's get a taste of this, Pete.
Absolutely.
I need. This is a Vegas song if there ever was
I've
one.
never
You and I
denied Frank.
both need this tonight.
I need Frank.
We want winners.
Yes.
These college basketball and NBA games are killing us. We need Luck to be a lady tonight. Come on, Frank, build it up, bro.
Pickings have been lush. And yet before this evening is over, you might give me the
All
brush.
right, Frank, let's drink it up.
You might
Fast forward.
forget
No. We gotta
You
hear
gotta do the whole
That's
thing.
Tommy Dorsey
You
right in the
might
background.
refuse to stay.
Here he comes.
And so the best that I can do is pray.
This is where you're supposed to start this. Look,
This is great scene in Vegas Vacation.
Oh, yeah.
When Mr. Papa Giorgio was a kid.
Mr. Papa, be a lady tonight. God, Frank was the best, wasn't he?
The best.
Luck be a lady.
Now, there's a lot of Frank
tonight.
wannabes who are pretty good, too. What's the guy's name? Michael Bubble. He's like a Frank guy.
Yeah, he's good.
Michael Bublé. I'm joking. It's
Yes,
like Michael
yeah.
Bubble. Be a lady.
His son was very good for a time. He sounded just like him in a lot of ways, and he passed away.
This does look like a hostage video. This is when I was doing my hit in Philly. I'm sitting there with Angel's little holder for the phone so I wouldn't hold it in my hand and shake while I'm doing a live shot in Philly radio. And I'm in the middle on a folding, not a folding chair, one of our chairs, and I look like I'm in a hostage video.
You look like you need a script and you're going to confess. They're going to torture you if you don't say that we're about to take over. That's the radio roll. Yeah,
There it is, a hostage video. Oh, man. Bobby, you took down Frank Sinatra.
I did.
That's all right.
Keep that sumbitch playing.
No, because you know why?
Why?
Because YouTube will make
they'll
us
demonetize? Like,
Yeah.
When
No.
have we made money from YouTube?
Well,
No, it's not that.
I
That
know,
they'll
you're not
actually
supposed
take
to
down
play
the whole
music.
video.
That's an outrage.
Oh,
It's an outrage.
you got it? Okay. You dropped it. Dr. Kim is looking for. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You're welcome. Real quick, Miss Robin. Travis, this is a 7-second cut. Travis Kelce was asked who's getting a ring first, the 49ers or Taylor Swift.
Oh, we got it. Okay.
Wow.
I'm hoping I get this ring on Sunday. I know that.
That's all he said.
That's it.
Is-
So you know, there's a million Taylor Swift props.
Yeah.
And then one of them is, will he propose at the end of the game if they win? What happens if they lose? Would he propose? Say he was planning to propose at the Super Bowl. If they lose, is he going to propose to her on the
I don't
field?
know.
I doubt it.
I know, and do you want the day, like if they lose, do you want the day that you got proposed to always be remembered by also the day that you lost the Super Bowl?
No, but he's got a couple rings in the bank already, right?
Yeah, well, he's
yeah.
got two.
Yeah.
Got two in the
Yeah.
bag.
But the problem is too, though, if you're gonna do something like that,
What?
which I don't think so. I think Travis is gonna be just like who's our guy down there in Florida, former Derek Jeter. When
Derek
Derek
Jeter.
Jeter said he will only put a ring on a woman's finger after it was all said and done. And I don't think Travis is done yet, unless he
No.
plans to
But
retire
Derek
afterwards.
Jeter had the best system. I mean, if I were Derek Jeter, I would have done it his way. You know, it's New York. I did it my way, Frank. He did it his way. He
Yeah.
would take the ladies home to his, luxury deluxe apartment in the sky, and then he would give them lovely parting gifts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he bought them dinner, he took care of them, and then they would leave. And then sometimes they may come back, and then,
Yeah.
but there's always another young lady, and you can't make a decision when you meet somebody and say that's the one. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
You know what-
Tony, you bring up, sorry, Mr. Robin.
No, that's okay.
You bring up a point here when you talk about the Jeffersons, and for those who are sensitive to what I'm about to say here, just you can kind of bleep it out for a second. But so when we're on the Lovely Breeze Airlines, we're coming through.
Yes.
So there was a couple that were in the back, and the lady sits down. She goes, "I don't have enough leg room." The guy says, "What do we look like, the fucking Jeffersons? You think we're moving on up to the front of the plane?"
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
You know what we got coming up, too? We've got Bonnie Jill Laughlin's going to join us, right, Robin? Who else
Correct.
is joining us today?
Patrick Freeman.
Patrick Freeman. Who's Patrick Freeman?
Patrick Freeman is.
Not Freddie Freeman.
Patrick Freeman, former, he played in the NFL too, didn't he?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Hold on. Let me remind myself.
And then we got some. Oh, there's Bert Kreischer, Robin. There's Bert Kreischer. Bert. Yo,
Short as
come over here, man. I haven't seen you in forever. Get over here. The great Bert Kreischer, man. Love you, man.
I love you.
You going to be around? What are you going to do?
Around. I got an interview. I'll come by.
All right, thanks. Bert Kreischer in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you like Bert Kreischer, don't you?
No, absolutely.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, Bert Kreischer, I didn't see, it's amazing how much, Boston, there's a lot of connections. Bert Kreischer's family lives in the Philadelphia area, right? So
Correct.
he would always come back to the Helium Comedy Club, like around Thanksgiving, so he could visit his family, and then he'd do a couple of comedy shows. But Bert, we didn't see him last year because he's doing he's doing major rooms now.
Yeah.
And he and Shane Gillis were touring, and Shane Gillis is a rising star in the business. But Bert Kreischer and I, do you have the picture where we both take our shirts off?
I do.
In the comedy club? Because, Bert likes to take his shirt off.
Yes.
And I took my shirt off once with him, and we were flexing in a comedy club. I mean, that's when you got it going on. You know what I mean? When you can flex with Bert Kreischer. And then I even bought one of his machine shirts. The machine. You know the story about the machine, right, in Russia? I wonder what he thinks of Tucker Carlson going to Russia, because, he went to Russia, and he almost got killed in Russia. Do you realize that?
Wow.
It's a bird. There was a movie.
Geez.
There it is. There it is. Let's show everybody that. Can we hold it up to the camera? This is me and Bert Kreischer at Helium Comedy Club taking our shirts off.
Oh, my God.
And there's Robin in the middle leaving her shirt on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just wrong. Why do the guys have to take their shirts off?
I think the establishment would have frowned upon my taking my shirt off.
And why can we show guys' nipples but not women's nipples? That's one of the great mystery questions of life.
And you know what's even more interesting?
What?
Now with all the trans things going on, you cannot show a trans or a woman breasts and nipples, but after they transition, all of a sudden it's okay.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know what the rules are. The rules change every day, Pete.
That's like a popsicle headache. Absolutely. Oh, man.
So do we have any breaking news? There was a couple stories. There's Dan Marino right there. Look at Dan Marino.
Oh,
is that
did
him?
come over, yeah. No isotonic gloves. Yep.
See, this is when it starts getting crazy.
I know. This is when I have to have somebody sitting here so that I can
grab people. You got
grab
all these people walking by, and luckily, that's what I saw. Bert Kreischer, I saw him, I yelled. Right? If I didn't stand up and yell, Bert Kreischer, would he have known I was here?
No.
Hell no.
No, we chase people down, we yell.
That's the advantage we have here on the Tony Bruno Sports Network. How many people can yell across the room at Bert Kreischer and have him come over?
One of these guys maybe can go over and get Dan. One of our
Robin's going over and talking to him.
Okay.
Now you're a big Dan Marino guy, right? I know you wanted him to go to the. You wanted him to go to the Patriots.
Yeah, I know.
Do you think he would have won with the Patriots?
Yes. Oh, Tony Easton won with the Patriots. Absolutely.
I'm talking about the ultimate, because Dan never won a Super Bowl.
Yes. Well, he didn't win a Super Bowl.
No. I'm saying Marino didn't.
I know, but he would have got there, and I tell you what, he beat the Chicago Bears that year, and he's the only team that did it, because we didn't do it with Tony Easton. We lost to him in the regular season in Week 3, and then we lost to him 46-10 in the Super Bowl.
Listen, I love Dan Marino. Don't get me wrong.
I loved him in college, and I loved him. He's the one Miami Dolphin that I always rooted for.
Now, Robin just ran over to Dan Marino. And what did he say to you, Robin? What did he say? Forget about it.
He's booked for a while, I bet.
He didn't say forget about it. They're going to try to fit you in there. He said, his handler said, we're on a very tight schedule.
I'll give her a tight schedule right here. Is it a female handler or it's a dude?
It's a dude.
I'll give him a tight schedule. How about a nice tight kick in the balls? You think that would work?
That would probably not get him over here anytime soon.
I don't think so.
But we're going to get Bert over here, right?
Yeah, we'll get Bert.
And you know why we're going to get Bert, Robin?
Because you're Tony Bruno.
No, because I stood up and yelled, "Hey, Bert!" He turned around and saw me and came over and recognized me.
Exactly.
Miami guy.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to do it, Pete.
Absolutely.
Oh, I want one of those hats. You see that hat right there on that chick?
Dude.
Well, that's that chick from the Hofstra over there. By the way, you know who's going to come by still today? There's Moose Johnson. Is he coming over? Is Moose coming over?
I'm gonna find a
He might be on the schedule a little bit.
No, he doesn't scare. I mean, he hasn't seen me.
No, he saw you earlier. He saw you earlier. I'm sure.
I gave him your note.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your little love note.
See, what happens is a lot of these guys come in later in the week and they're already booked before and their handler goes around. Now you know who's physically in the building now. is Dave Benz, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring Dave Benz in here. Finally, escapes from the Bay Area and has made it to Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Dave, look at him. Look how good he looks, man. Look at that, man. Why couldn't I be a good-looking man like you, Dave?
Oh God, Tony. I don't know. I go to work out like 6 days a week, man. I'm holding on to the rope as long as I can. It gets harder and harder, though. I got to tell you, like, you know, that I've been dealing with a shoulder injury since October, and it was like, you know, I'm 54 years old now, and if I was 44, my strategy of just ignore it, it'll be fine, probably would have worked. 54,
yeah,
not
it
working.
gets harder, man. It gets harder. When you hit 71, then it's really
I'll
hard.
be 57 next month, and my shoulder.
Everything hurts.
We had a special doctor.
Get off my lawn, people. We're old.
We had that shoulder pad. You got a
I
pad
have
on
mine
today.
on. I have
We
the
had
patch on. Yeah.
Special magical stuff that was given to us yesterday that worked overnight anyway.
Now, Dave, obviously,
Nice to meet you as well.
Now, Dave, you were obviously out in the Bay Area, and we were doing the hookup. But Monday, there was nobody here. Yesterday, there were a few. Now, here we are on Wednesday. Look at this. Is this not amazing? Is this huge? This is huge.
And the walk from, you know, my Uber dropped me off, you know, outside. I had to walk.
You with the Luxor?
No, I'm actually crashing at a buddy of mine's place.
Oh, wow.
I haven't been there yet. I came here straight from the airport. My buddy Drew Goldfarb, who comes on our show, he'll be here tomorrow, and he's a sports betting analyst. He lives here in Vegas.
Yeah, right.
So
He's very
it'll
good.
be great to have him on. But yeah, he's kind enough to offer my girlfriend and myself his guest room, which is great.
Beautiful.
Although we are staying at Caesars tomorrow night because tomorrow's my girlfriend's birthday, so I splurged for the hotel room, and I lucked out. I did on kayak. I did a flexible dates thing like a month ago. You're not going to guess what I got Caesars for one night.
$150?
$41.
No way.
41 bucks.
You can't even get a pizza for 41 bucks. It's
Wow, you're
$53 for a pizza.
really splurging on your girlfriend there.
I'm sure the room service bill is going to be, you know, a million times that.
It'll be 41 bucks for the room, but the charge that they put on
the resort fee.
The resort fee will be $230 for one night.
Which they say you get reimbursed.
Who gets you reimbursed?
$241 at the Luxor. We don't have a goddamn clock in the room. We don't have a clock
They
in the room.
still haven't brought you a clock?
Who needs a clock?
No,
you got a phone.
I've asked twice. Now forget it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm sure they'll give you a discount on that then.
Absolutely. But no, things are really expensive here. I mean, you live in the Bay Area thing, but not like Vegas, man. I'm telling you, it is absolutely insane what they're charging. And again, I don't mind. Pete and I had a cocktail last night in the sports book after the show. You had two. He does vodka.
It's between $12 and $16.
No, $20 a pop.
Well, if you get a regular Absolute Club soda lime, it's $12. You double it, a double shot, and a tall. It's $16.
That's not awful, though. That's what I'm used to when I go out in San Francisco.
Yes.
We had two drinks, and they were good pours. We had two drinks. It was $86 for 4 total drinks, and then I gave her a nice tip, $106 for 4 drinks, 2 and 2. You think that's reasonable, Pete?
No,
it's not reasonable. That's why at some point I'm going to join you guys in Florida because California prices are nuts, man.
Well, I mean, I'm used to this in the Northeast and Boston and everything else in New York. I mean, I get it. But you know, the problem is down here. There are no deals anywhere anymore.
No, you're
There's
right.
one place over here in Mandalay Bay, the Irish pub, that has a quote-unquote happy hour from 3 to 6 p.m. There are no specials anymore anywhere.
Especially this week. I mean, you know, they got the captive audience. But luckily, you came when the sun's coming out. Is it sunny out?
Oh, it's nice out. It's cold, but it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's been cold,
3 days.
drizzly, raining every day, but the weather's finally breaking. And that's what usually, I remember Atlanta, it was frozen over for a couple days. People couldn't get to work. The people in the restaurants in downtown Atlanta on Peachtree, because everything's Peachtree, because we were staying in the media hotels in downtown Orlando, and what happened was the city got caught in an ice storm, and then all of a sudden the employees couldn't come in. So the actual management had to come down and try to make breakfast for all these media people who are, media people are slobs, and they treat people like crap, except Pete and I.
Yeah.
And then they're all bitching about these poor people, and then the general manager's down there making breakfast for people.
Well, how about that? The Minnesota Super Bowl.
We were there
because that was in the middle of my Timberwolves run, And so I didn't cover the Super Bowl, but I was in town that week because the Timberwolves were smart. They were able to schedule home games that whole week. So I was there that whole week, and the weather could not have been worse.
I know, but you know how they clean the snow there.
Yeah, but it was so cold, Tony. Nobody was going outside.
No kidding. Nobody went outside.
What about the year was in New Jersey? They were so lucky at Giants, at MetLife.
Well, no, where they got lucky was the year they had it in Indy, right? Because wasn't it like 50 that year they had it in Indy?
But it's indoors, and they have all these tunnels that connect.
In Arlington that year, remember?
There was an ice storm.
Icicles on the roof. There were people that somebody either died or got seriously hurt because the icicle fell off the.
Robin and I were in L.A., and we flew into Dallas with Tim Cates, our producer, and when we landed at the Dallas airport, they should have shut it down. I mean, that was the scariest
We were the last
plane to land at Dallas Fort Worth Airport.
And they should not have taken off from L.A.
You talk about grabbing the seats because you're like, the runways are frozen.
When we
they
first
don't know how to deal with
when
snow
we
and
first
ice.
touched down, we squirreled a little bit.
No.
And then they finally got it to stop. And then as we're taxiing to the jetway, you could hear the ice underneath the airplane cracking.
It was scary, man.
It was
scary.
And Dallas, it was very scary.
Dallas doesn't know how to handle ice. Minnesota, it snowed every night. We were staying at an Airbnb in a house, and we would go out and have to clean our car off every morning. But it was fun. Because we were in the Mall of America. That was a totally different kind of radio row. And we hooked up with the bar. What's the name of the bar? Town Hall Brewery, which was right near the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
So we did a Super Bowl watch party in there, and we had people from all over, including an Australian guy who's going to come by today, and he's become a friend of ours. So it was fun to be there, and it was fun to see the Eagles win their first Super Bowl, which is the only Super Bowl they've ever won. So, but I didn't go there because the Eagles were there, because I was there last year. We come to the Super Bowl every year. But this is amazing, though. This shows you that Vegas is here to stay in the mix.
Oh, Vegas is going to get the Super Bowl once every 5 years, probably.
Absolutely.
It's going to. I mean, listen, Miami, SoFi in L.A.
Yeah. New Orleans
Vegas
is always going to be part of it. And
New Orleans.
And once Nashville is built, that's going to be another. That's going to become in play too.
Maybe Santa Clara gets a mix once a decade, but that's probably you got about a half dozen cities that are going to be in the rotation, and that's going to be it.
New Orleans stays in the mix to some because next year's in New Orleans.
Well, Arlington, probably Mercedes-Benz Stadium,
Yeah.
Arizona.
Maybe there's 10. Maybe there's 10.
Yeah.
By the way, Sue, you were in Boston for a long time, right?
Yeah, yes.
Were you at EEI?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my buddy Rob Fiorino, the guy that does the imaging for our show, big sports talk radio guy, loves the Red Sox, and he listens. He was like, oh, Pete Sheppard. He's like, I'm like, yeah, I've been listening to Pete. He's great. He's like, oh, I've been listening to Pete for years. And he goes, if I remember this correctly, I think Pete told WEEI to take a hike, and nobody tells WEEI to take a hike.
I did. And then after Jeff Brown, who was the general manager there, wouldn't see me for almost a year to talk about anything. I wanted to talk to him about some interesting issues. And so anyway, I did what I did. I did what I had to do. I blasted him on the air. I left. He got fired, as I said he would. The program director got fired, then Jeff got fired, then he went to Cumulus and he got fired from down there, and I got rehired twice, during that span back at WEI.
And being Italian, Pete put the evil eye on him.
Wendy, I'm lucky. When you went to, how long have you been doing Timberwolves?
I did Timberwolves 10 years.
For what years? When did you start?
2012 through the end of the 21-22 season.
Okay, the reason I got my break, I was doing like flashes, updates on WEI, and then covering game. I was working 7 days a week, and then Sean Grandy left us.
Oh yeah, I know Sean. He came
to the Minnesota Timberwolves television. And I got his job, and everything took off from there in 1999.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
now Sean's back in Boston.
He's been doing Celtics on the radio for years. Yeah. Great play-by-play guy, good hockey guy, and everything else. But I do remember a funny story about Sean, because Sean used to ride his bike to the station and everything else. He wasn't the most, and I've said this to his face. I can goof with him, but at the time he was socially awkward at the time. And I remember when he got the Timberwolves job, and I'm like, you got to fucking dress like that on TV. So anyway, I know they went out and got him a new. I forgot who was doing color with him back then. But whoever it was.
I don't know, because Jim Peterson did color for a little bit on radio, but then and then he was on TV. But he was with Tom Hanneman, who was my predecessor.
It might have
on
been
TV.
Tom, and told him, like, you got to go get some new clothes. You got to get some clothes.
Well, listen, the Timberwolves had the market cornered on Socially Awkward for a while, because I'll tell you what, their GM David Kahn, who was famous for not drafting Steph Curry.
Yes,
he
yes.
drafted Ricky Rubio, which wasn't terrible. The problem was you had back-to-back picks, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you take Rubio and Curry, you're fine. You take Rubio and Johnny Flynn, you're not fine.
Exactly.
And so, but David Kahn, man, he was a nice guy. I had no issues with him personally, but he just was the same thing. He was socially awkward.
Well,
and I ran into Bob Costas a couple of months ago, and Bob was telling me that David at one point was his stat guy calling for games. And I said to Bob, I said, David, man, I said, good guy, but boy, he was pretty socially awkward. And Bob thought about it. He goes, that's fair.
And when you talk about Minnesota, the greatness that is the voice of the Minnesota Vikings for a long, long time, still there, and he's also the horse racing
Paul
guy.
Allen.
Paul Allen's
the
the
great
best.
Paul Allen, PA on the mic, and he works at the horse track.
Oh yeah, Canterbury Park.
Canterbury Park. Canterbury, is it Downs or Park?
Canterbury
He's there.
Park.
He
Tony.
calls the races. He does that, and he does the Minnesota
Tony.
Vikings.
And he's got his daily talk show on KFan. He's got
Absolutely,
9 to noon. Creative name, 9 to noon. Those are his hours. He calls the show 9 to noon.
Tony, are you sure it's not the great Paul Allen wide receiver?
No, that's
Did you hear what happened to WFAN with Boomer?
No, what happened with Boomer?
Oh, should I play it again?
Is that Craig Larson who just walks by and doesn't even say hello?
Craig.
How are you, man? Where's Robin? Anyway, should I
play it again?
Yeah, let's play it again.
All right, this is what happened on the show. On
Now,
WFAN.
remember, they're here, right? So Boomer's here with Gio, and the producers are all here.
Yeah.
Right? And so they're booking guests, and, people hand you lists and say, hey, we're going to get...
This is what happened.
What is Randy Moss promoting, by the way, Al? Do you know? It's something having to do with horse racing. Really? He's very into horse racing. Are you sure this is the yeah, not the other Randy Moss,
the wide receiver, not Randy.
Is there another?
Yes.
There's a
Pleasure.
There's an announcer, Randy.
Nice to
Moss,
meet you.
who's into
Can we
horse
come on
racing,
right now?
horse
Can we
racing.
I'll pause this.
Pause it for a
Vince, you
second.
got a second?
Vince, you want to sit down now? Who's your handler?
I have Eric with me too. He's first round draft pick ever come out of semi-pro football.
Oh wow.
Who is it? Eric who?
Swan, 11 years.
Swan, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's get him in here now.
We've got Mr. Invincible. This is awesome.
The great Vince Papali's here. He called us yesterday. Now, he's on the other side of Florida. He's in Jupiter. He's on the east coast of Florida.
That's not that far.
That's a little too highbrow for me. For Italian guys like me. That's too highbrow. I'm over on the poor side of town. You know what I mean?
You're not on the poor side of anything, please.
We got, let's see, do we have another headset?
This headset's not working?
Yeah, that's working. But he's got another gentleman there, Eric Swan.
Oh. I can go. I'll go. I'm back on in 15 minutes. You guys, finish strong.
Around.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
You just got here and sat down, which is good. But you got to go around and walk around. And Pat McAfee's on the air over there, and he has a big entourage with him.
Of course.
Go throw a spitball at him.
You wearing a wife beater?
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to say I've known this guy forever.
Forever.
But what's longer than forever, Vince?
Eternity.
Eternity.
So, and we've known each other forever. Actually, you're the guy that gave me that shot in radio in Philadelphia. Yeah, when you were in D.C., Don Cannon, you took off for the Olympic Games, and you left me there.
Yeah,
at
it was '84.
WFIL.
We went to L.A., went to Sarajevo, and then Vince came in and worked with Don Cannon was in the Rocky movie,
Oh, yes.
The scene where he's drinking the eggs.
Yes.
Because, Stallone didn't know that this movie was going to be big. But he listened to Don Cannon, in Philly, and he said, hey, Don, I just want you in the background when I'm doing one of the scenes. So Don's in the movie, in the original Rocky, and then I was working with Don, and then when they decided to do Rocky 2, we did this whole thing on there where he said, did Stallone call you to ask you to be in Rocky 2? And he said, no. I said, that's bullshit. I said, we should call him and tell him, if you're not in Rocky 2 and I'm not in it, then we're never going to promote any more Rocky movies. And I have never promoted another Rocky movie after that, after he stiffed Don Cannon.
Well, I did not know that. That's not.
Can we turn Vince's mic up, Robin? It's really low. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds much better.
There he is.
Yeah, I can now hear me. Hey, but it turned out okay. It's funny because I was telling Eric, a lot of people asked how the movie Invincible got started. And, it has that Rocky influence, and because I was always called the real life Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
And when the movie was turned 25, 25-year anniversary, they did a feature on Monday Night Football in 2002, and this is how Invincible started. But this sports writer from Philadelphia, and he had said, "Have you seen that? This is what I'm playing." And this was in Delaware County, right, in suburban Philadelphia. He said, "You've seen that movie, Rocky?" I said, "What, that boxing movie?" He said, "You got to see it." And damn if I didn't see it, and there it was. The similarities were insane, So
now you're joined by a man who was the first semi-pro guy
right.
to make it in the
to
NFL.
make it into the national, and he's still a large man, and he looks like he can still play. Do you remember the great Eric Swan?
Absolutely.
Eric, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
What are you doing hanging around with Vince Papale in Las Vegas, man?
Oh, geez, this is my idol. Are you kidding me? Years and years ago, I was watching TV one day, and the story came out. This awesome story came out about a school teacher that actually walked on doing the strike and made it with the team and played for 3 years, and I could not believe it. I mean, what an extraordinary story are we talking about here, And so, one of the greatest icons, in Philadelphia. And
well, enough about me.
Yes.
What about Vince?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
That was too easy. I'm sorry, Vince.
Since the first time I got to speak to you, I've obviously seen the movie, read all about you and everything. But, I'm just but this is my 38th year. This is Tony's 3800th year.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Doing this. But and how accurate was the movie? I'm not talking about the football stuff, the actual playing of football, but the way your life was portrayed. You were obviously very happy with the way the production.
Oh yeah, I had to be. Yeah, absolutely. I had to sign off for it, and I had to go through every line, every person. I had to define them as to what they were and what all about them. But of course, when they make that movie about you, it's a biopic. It's not, as Dick Vermeil says, it ain't a frickin' documentary.
Exactly.
Right.
How was Mark with you? I mean, when Mark Wahlberg,
he was great.
Did you guys do a lot of one-on-ones together?
Oh yeah, I did. We did it at Northeast High School.
Okay.
We trained for 2 weeks. This is 2005 when we shot the movie, and it was right before the 4th of July. So for 2 weeks, I worked with Mark and went through all the routes and the stuff that he had to do. We go one-on-one, and he just loved the competition. He's very competitive.
He's ripped anyway.
And a great athlete, and a great athlete. But there's an interesting. I'm seeing her walking right there. Tony and Robin know my wife Janet.
Absolutely.
Janet was portrayed in the movie as a Giants fan and a part-time bartender.
Is that true?
Janet was she was Kathy Rigby's friend and teammate on that Olympic USA World Team gymnastics team back in the Munich days. And then after she blew her knee out, went to Penn State and dove and set all Penn State's diving records. She goes to the University of Penn and becomes their gymnastics coach. So
amazing.
But we needed to get the NFL's endorsement. In order to do that, they said, "This is what we want. We want her to be this. We want her to be that," and she went along with it. And mine. The biggest change is they made it look like I was a substitute teacher, part-time bartender. In reality, I was full-time school teacher at my alma mater in suburban Philadelphia, Interborough High School. And I was working on my master's degree. I was a head track coach, this football coach. And I was actually trying to qualify for the Olympic trials in the decathlon.
Wow.
See, I didn't play college football because I was a track guy.
Yeah.
So then it didn't quite go the way I wanted it to go. And I started playing semi-pro football. Okay. And, it sort of worked my way up because by playing semi-pro, I got seen by somebody for a new league that was just forming, and it was called the World Football League, the Philadelphia Bell, right?
And Jim Moore. Now, who was the coach of that team?
That was...
that was... what's his name?
From San Diego, is crazy guy. It'll come to me.
I have the USFL ball when the Philadelphia Stars won it.
That's Jim Mora.
That was Jim Mora coaching that team.
Practice.
Jim Mora coached that, and I still have the football signed by all the players on there. And they were like the New York Giants. Bart Oates was on there. There were a lot of NFL guys.
Well,
playing
16
on that
guys. 16 guys from that team wound up in the NFL. But I was the radio announcer.
Right.
I was the analyst. And Harry Donahue was the head coach. But that sort of led the World Football League, and I actually got a free agent tryout for that. and then when the league folded after a year and a couple months or a couple games, then I was just bartending, substitute teaching, and that's when Coach Vermeil came in. And then, as they say,
but in the movie,
the rest is history.
But in the movie, it certainly seems, and I have no doubt that it's very accurate. You played in a semi-pro football team with those boys in the parking lot. I mean, that'd be maybe even tougher than some of the stuff that you went through with no pads.
Well,
well,
Eric will tell you. I mean, he's a guy who's spent how many years doing this in the semi-pro. There's a great book out there by John Grisham. It's called Playing for Pizza.
Yep.
You know, I paid for a 6-pack of Bud.
So now, Eric, since you've been out, because I mean, you were Arizona, really. I mean, that's where we knew you from, right?
Right, correct, yes.
I remember when you came into the league. So how long did you play in the NFL? I mean, because you were amazing. It was an amazing story, just like Vince's.
Yeah.
You get into the NFL and you're playing with the Arizona Cardinals. They weren't in St. Louis, right? They were in St. Louis at the time, right?
No. They were in Phoenix. They were called the Phoenix Cardinals at the time. So
That's right, the Phoenix Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals. The Phoenix Cardinals, Arizona. But then when Dick Vermeil won the Super Bowl, it was the Rams who moved from L.A. to St. Louis to replace the St. Louis Cardinals who moved to Arizona.
Correct.
For people who don't know the history of the NFL.
Yes.
So now you played there, and obviously you had a pretty nice career there.
Yeah, it was decent. 10 years total. 9 with the Arizona Cardinals and a single season with Carolina before officially retiring in 2001. Yes, it was a great career. Can't complain about it. It was definitely a blessing to play. With all my idols and the big guys, but I tell everybody all the time, I say, listen, this game is night and day between playing a high school and semi-pro and playing to that level. It's totally night and day.
So where are you living now, and what are you doing after football?
Oh, I'm still in Scottsdale. I'm living in Scottsdale. You get drawn to the sun.
Oh, yeah.
The desert has a way.
Absolutely.
You get sick of it, you move away, and it calls you back. That's what happens. So,
and it's a dry heat in the summer.
Yes.
As we always say. It's a
Fort
dry heat.
Myers, we are in Fort Myers. It's not a dry heat, but who cares? It's not snow. It's not that ugly four-letter.
Now we're talking about Vince. I remember when Vince told. I was in L.A. And then Vince called me and said, hey, we're doing the preview of my movie at the Disney Studios. And Vince invited me, and I went in. It was a private screening, and that was the first time I saw Invincible with Vince out there in Los Angeles, man. And I was crying.
Yeah, so
That's how
was
proud I was of Vince.
Yeah, so was I. It was pretty freaky, when you see yourself up there, because people, to me, it was like when they put that movie together, the way they film it's like a kaleidoscope. And then all of a sudden, because the scenes aren't done in specific order. The first scenes that they shot in Invincible were the scenes where Janet, Coach Vermeil's wife, was in that scene. So, but that was the first. But anyway, when I saw it for the first time, I was in total awe, not of the movie itself, but in the photography and how they edited it. And because I actually went out to Santa Monica, and I was going. Disney was sending us, our family, every other week. We were flying out there and doing this. I watched this guy put one scene together, and it was extraordinary how he was able to do and put all that editing together. Because I'm right there. I was right behind him. I have over 100 hours of video of my own videotape of the movie having been done, which is cool.
What was it like? I mean, Dick Vermeil. Nobody knows who you are at that time outside of Philadelphia. Dick Vermeil comes over from UCLA.
Right.
A lot of the veterans didn't seem even happy with the move. Then he comes out and says, I'm going to have open trials. But how veteran players, a lot of them seem to me that, he didn't win them over right away. Obviously, he saw in you greatness. What was that like? You're trying to do your thing and just to get in the parking lot and make the team. And he's coming over from UCLA, and it looked like, to me, hated by a lot of not hated, but not respected at all.
Well,
was that more difficult for you at that time?
Well, he was always thought he was sort of like the college coach, and that he had a couple of scenes with the press, with some of the ball players the same way. And I'm sure Eric, when he was coming in from, and now here he is, this draft pick, coming in from the semi-pro leagues, they're trying to figure it out. With me, I had a different style of play, and my style was, there's a way to, a lot of guys do what we call breast block, they just block with their hands. Well, I was just come in and I would just wipe somebody out, and I didn't care.
Yeah.
You know, I had nothing to lose. I was 30 years old. So and that was perfect for Coach. But what had happened was the expansion draft was the year before, and Seattle picked up Bobby Picard, our top special teams wide receiver guy, and they drafted him up there. So I was that spot, and Coach was looking for that one guy. And I just did what I had, like Eric had to do. I was doing what I had to do, and just kept working and kept my mouth shut. But what I would do was the guys were so stupid because they were in such bad shape. Is when I'd go out and run a route, I'd come back to the line. There'd be about 14 or 15 receivers. I would say, "Hey, man, can I just jump in there?" And
they're puking all over the place.
And I'm on, and you know, Eric, I'm on film. You know, like I'm sure you were doing the same thing. And they did not like it. But when I made that play in the Giants game, that first home game, and that set up the winning touchdown. And then I was invited to my first team party, and that's when I was hanging out, you know, with Roma Gabriel, Bill Berge, Harold Carmichael. You know, Jaws wasn't there yet. It was the next year. And then that's when I was accepted by the team. But I had to go through some stuff because in my rookie year, every time I go into a city, if we're going into Chicago, New York, whatever it was, the story was always about this 30-year-old rookie. And, you know, guys on the team, they'd be talking to me, man, I've been in the NFL for 10 years, and I don't get the crap that you're getting. And some of my teammates started to be a little bit nasty to me. Yeah. And I had to deal with that, and Coach dealt with it and helped me.
And the great thing about that team is because Dick Vermeil, as you mentioned, comes in hotshot college coach, but then he takes the team to the Super Bowl after a couple years, and people believed in it. You know, and then you guys go to New Orleans, and I was there with Stan Walters and all those guys when they went to that Super Bowl and lost to the Raiders. Yeah. And then, but Dick Vermeil, and then he finally gets the ring when he goes to the Rams in St. Louis, and everybody had to be happy that Dick Vermeil got a ring. And the same thing is like with Andy Reid. You know, Andy Reid should have had at least one Super Bowl ring with the Eagles. I mean, he had those great teams, and now he's in Kansas City, and he's a Hall of Fame coach. It's unbelievable. And you have to have the pieces around you. Dick Vermeil finally had the pieces around him when he went to the Rams and got that Super Bowl ring. But Eric, now you're making a movie about your story, right? About your life, right?
Correct. Yes, absolutely.
For only first-round draft pick who did not play college football.
Who's doing the movie?
Vince, are you producing this?
I'm working on it.
What's the name of it?
Well,
any name yet?
It's called 20 Points Shy.
24 shy.
20 points shy.
Oh, 20 points shy.
20 points shy.
Love that.
Not once bitten, twice shy, babe. Now, who did that one? Once bitten. Who was that? Once bitten, twice shy. That was one of those hair bands that Pete likes.
Yeah, I like everybody.
So now this movie is in pre-production right now?
Well, we're kind of shopping it around right now and see who's going to take a bite on it.
Are you going to play yourself in the movie?
Oh, no, I'm too old.
No, look at you, man. Who would not believe that? You're still Eric Swan. You still look the same, man.
Look at the size. Look at the size of his mitts.
Black don't crack, man. I mean, you could be Eric Swan from when was the last year you played?
2000 was the last year.
So that's 23 years ago, and you look like you can still. Doesn't he look like he can still play?
Absolutely. I'm good from waist up.
So am I. Actually, I'm good from the waist down. I suck from the waist up.
I always thought the part in the movie that was fascinating too was when you switched your shoulder pads from big to sort of smaller for mobility. Well, in the NFL today, I don't even know if they'd let you do that. I'm wondering if they'd let you do that.
Well, I don't know. Those guys hardly even wear pads. It looks like they're wearing spandex.
But that was a really significant part.
Yeah, well, I had to lighten up, and it's sort of funny because I have this great shot. Those shoulder pads were leather shoulder pads. And we're using a suspension helmet. You know, the suspension helmets, remember the ones that, I don't know if you ever wore a suspension helmet, but that's like a suspension helmet to anybody that's listening is if you go out on a construction site and you see the construction hats, that's basically a suspension helmet with a face mask. Without a face mask, and we had to wear them, and you could hear you'd be running a route or running to cover something, and the wind would be coming in through the ear hole, and it'd be a pretty cool thing. Hey, Eric and I are just so lucky, and you brought up a great point because I played that little semi-pro and I played in the World Football League, and just the difference between that and then the NFL. Oh my God, it was just insane. And in the first scene in the movie where they had me playing against the Cowboys, I didn't freeze. I was just in such awe because I couldn't, I just couldn't appreciate the intensity of all that was going on, the noise, the violence, the everything, and now the NFL's taking it away from us. You get fair catch a frickin' goddamn.
I know. Well, you know what I thought was good with the production and the cameras on Mark. Where I think you just made a great point, and it really. Now that you say it, and the way he was running down that Dallas game I think that was one of the first football seasons. You could. It encapsulated exactly what you just said. And they must have had a camera on his head or something, whatever, and he's down the field, but you can tell and then he gets blasted.
Yeah, he got blasted. Well, that was actually a co-scene because I was talking about how I got blasted by Randy White one time. But that was 3 years later because they took away the rule that we couldn't block below the waist. And once that rule happened, that's when because Randy White could have bench pressed me 150 times. I was weighing $198 back then. So.
By the way, I have a great assistant producer. I think her name is Janet, and she gave me this note. 20 Points Shy is the name of the movie because you kept missing the SAT by 20 points, right? And that's why you didn't get a scholarship to go to a college, and you lost 99 scholarship offers, still made you still became a first-round draft pick despite all of that. So, that's an amazing story upon itself, man.
Yes,
it's incredible to think that.
Yes.
20 Points Shy. That's a perfect name for the movie.
It is. Since my sophomore year up to my senior year, and most people don't know that I've been taking the SAT, and every time I took the SAT, I was 20 points shy.
Wow.
So it's crazy how things just work out like that. Was diagnosed with pre-testing anxiety. Just being a big kid growing up. Everybody expected a lot of things from me. I was pretty much a size of a man when I was in the 5th grade. I wore a size 11.5, 12 shoe, and I was splitting my father's suit coats in half in the back.
Like the Hulk.
Just a big guy, and so much is expected from you from that, and unfortunately a lot of kids go through that today because the generations are bigger and bigger and getting larger and larger, and we're expecting so much from these kids, but they only have a mind of a child growing up. Think about it.
Yeah.
I went to a high school recently, and I'm seeing guys my size in high school. 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", but they're only a kid, and we look at them thinking, hey, this kid needs to act like an adult, a young adult, correct?
Yeah.
But he's just a child. So think about the pressure on these kids today because of their size.
Absolutely. Well, and you must have a special place in your heart for special teamers. I grew up in New England. I've lived in Florida now for 7 years. But I grew up, Matthew Slater, one of the great special teams, Steve Tasker. Those guys, they have a special place in your heart, special team players especially.
Yeah, they're a different breed, and for me, because of the way the rules change is going right now, you can't take a running start on the kickoffs. Most kickoffs go out of the end zone. You can fair catch a kickoff return and all that. It sort of took away what my skill set was.
Now, Vince, I got another note from a producer that's doing a great job with the copious amounts of notes. Now, you're getting an award tonight, right? You're here. You're not here just to hang out on my stupid radio show because you've done that all the time in your entire life and career.
Well, I'll have to talk to the producer of the show for tonight, the show that's going.
She likes to be called boss.
And that's Rita. I was the Philadelphia Sports Writers. I received the Living Legend Award.
I know. I never get any recognition in my hometown. I had to leave Philly to get recognition.
Well,
I got no
Patrick
love.
Stewart. They love you.
Yeah. Well, the first words out of my mouth was, "Thank God it's a living legend, not
Yes. So the event's called the Locker Room Laugh. So it's a comedy show tonight, right?
Right. Yeah.
Now you doing stand-up now too?
No. There's going to be the Ladainian Tomlinson's going to be in there. I'll tell everybody's going to be there.
Thurman Thomas is going to be there, right?
Larry Centers, a couple of guys around the league. Prominent names, and what it is really is just to get you to see a different side of an athlete. So we're taking athletics, mixing in with comedic type activity, and we do have a comedian as well that's going to spearhead things off. But just to see these guys interact in this way is just spectacular.
You do stand up. Hey, two Cowboys and a Redskin walk in the room.
Last night we're having a drink in the Mandalay Bay, and sitting right there, and he gets up and says hi. I didn't even see him. The great Brian Mitchell. Brian Mitchell's here. Obviously a legend, not only in Philly but in D.C. What a great player.
I loved him, man. Could that guy return or what?
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That was great. It's great. That's what's great about. That's why I like coming every year, because I see people I haven't seen in a long time, and I see the same people every year. So it's like a reunion tour for me, Vince. You know that?
Yeah. Well, the first person I contacted when we got in there. You here yet? There we go. With Genesis at 929, and there she is.
So you can go to this at 7:30 tonight, right? Tap and Ash Social Club. Now, what hotel is that?
More notes, Tony. More notes.
More notes. Wait a minute. You can get tickets at lockerroomlaughs.com. Now, we're all over the place on video. We're streaming worldwide now, Vince. I have my own network, the Tony Bruno Sports Network. Because people always say, hey, where are you at now, Tony? And I say, just download the app. You get an app. You can listen to the show all over the world, anywhere. People are all over. We're like number 2 in Kuwait right now. We're big in Australia.
Big in Australia.
Worldwide. So that's the thing about the digital media, man. People now can hear you anywhere. It's not like what station are you on anymore?
Exactly.
It's the Tony. It's my company. My name is on it, Vince, so it's got to succeed. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's like Invincible. They threw that name in there, right? That was pretty cool.
The last thing about Invincible, and I love the fact that, a movie, and you got the great Greg Kinnear, Mark Wahlberg, and a woman that I met and hung out with a lot because her husband was from Penn, is the great Elizabeth Banks.
Right.
Elizabeth Banks is in it, and she's like a superstar. I mean, that's amazing to have the characters and the actors that you got for that movie.
Well, I had nothing to do with it.
Well, did you have a say in who they wanted? Did you have any ideas?
I had a few guys that I thought would be pretty cool to play me, and my buddies were all breaking me because it's always sunny in Philadelphia that Danny DeVito would be the perfect me. And I know Bradley Cooper, a Philly guy, he's a pretty good athlete. He would have fit right in there, and there were some guys that were on my mind, but it was sort of funny when I was going out with a producer for the first special teams. I mean, for the first Super Bowl we did we were promoting the movie, and we ran into Ashton Kutcher and all the guys, Hey man, I want to be a part of the movie. That was pretty cool. So, but Mark was the best. He lives right around here. He's in Henderson, and we're trying to track him down, and we're in constant contact, and. I'm having a ball if I might. I've got 2 beautiful children. Our daughter Gabrielle and Vinny is heading soon to training camp. He's going to be with John DeFilippo, who is a quarterbacks coach for for Doug Peterson's Super Bowl team. He's playing in the newly formed UFL.
Right. His son was wide receiver at Delaware.
Yeah, right? I was at Delaware. So he what he did last year, he led the league in tackles on special teams.
Oh man!
And I thought for sure he was a solid bet for getting in, but he didn't. And anyway, he's about ready to go to training camp and with UFL, and The Rock now is going to be part of it because they brought in the XFL. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Games will be on Fox, ESPN, and CBS. No streaming. I mean, it's going to be big time.
And one thing we all want is football all the time.
Oh my God!
We can't go 6 months without football. We got to have football every day, every night. 24/7 football.
I'll go in depression on Monday. So.
Well, you're going to do this only about 100 more times today, right? But tomorrow,
we'll be rolling around a little bit.
Now, where was your first stop when you came here?
Right here.
Damn right, man.
All right.
I told Vince, I actually had to put the guy on the phone. We're having breakfast in Cape Coral at this local little diner restaurant, and we walk in there, and the guy behind the counter has an Eagles jersey on, and I said, is that Vince Papale? Number, and he turns around. He was wearing a Vince Papale jersey. You remember when I called? I said, I know Vince. I called you and I put you on the phone with the guy.
Oh, that was so fun. That's great.
When Cape Coral, Florida, a guy wearing a Vince Papale jersey.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of
but you've got the beautiful Robin that's screening all the calls there. So your number. I just look at Robin.
That's what I do too. Then I get tired of looking at it.
Well, it sounds like we got some closing music.
Pleasure. Honor to meet both of you.
Appreciate it.
Honor to meet. Can't wait to see
Eric Swan. I want to see the movie. I need some. You need to put me in some bit parts here, Vince.
Hey, maybe I might even have a cameo role or two.
I can be the announcer. I can be like the guy in the background.
I'll be a tackling dummy.
Well, you got the perfect face for radio, baby. I'll tell you that.
Thank you very much. Vince Papale, Mr. Invisible.
Tony, we're actually going to go to break so you guys can take pictures.
We got to take pictures.
Okay.
All right. We're coming right back. We're live here on Radio Row here in beautiful Las Vegas. The sun is out finally for the first first time all week, and we just keep this party rolling here live.
Let's go.
At the Mandalay Bay at the Convention Center in Las Vegas, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been waiting, and now it's here. TBSN, the Tony Bruno Sports Network.
Make some noise!
The Tony Bruno Sports Network. Download the app. Tell your friends the game is on. TBSN.
What do you say about his company? What do you say about society? Catch the mist, catch the myth, catch the mystery, catch the myth. The world is love and life are deep. Maybe as the skies are wide. Today's Tom Sawyer, he gets high on you, and the space he invades, he gets by on you. unlikely road, ill-equipped to act with insufficient tact. One must put up barriers that keep oneself intact. Living in the limelight, the universal dream for those who wish to see. Those who wish to be must put aside the alienation. Get on with the fascination, the real relation, the underlying key. Living in a fish island, caught in the camera eye. I have no heart to lie. I can't pretend a stranger is a long-awaited friend. All the world's in need of stage. We are merely players, performers and portrayers. Another's audience outside the gilded cage. Living in the limelight, the universal dream for those who wish to see. Those who wish to be.
We open the show with
I'm hearing it.
LFG Roulette.
Yeah, I'm hearing it. Yeah.
Now back to the biggest sports network on the planet, the Tony Bruno Sports Network.
Are you ready? Let's do it. Live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Let's f***ing go. Dave Benz is ready to go with a hot take, but so is Jim Kozimor. Who gets to talk first? Place your bets. We open the show with LFG Roulette.
Oh, welcome to Radio Row. The LFG show has officially arrived here on Radio Row. Dave Benz, Matt Fowler, our producer, hanging out. Jim Kozimor is joining us via FaceTime. Koz, let's test this out and see if we get an audio signal from you. How are things in Nashville?
It's the bottom of the hour, or close.
There we go. My bad, Jim. Keep going. You're good. I didn't hit pause on the intro.
That's okay. I'm feeling good. I'm making sure that you can hear me and making sure that everything technically is top floor, because we are now starting to hit the home run slide heading towards Sunday.
Okay, I think Koz, we're gonna keep the FaceTime on with you and I, but let's mute our mics and have you call in, because then they can crank the volume, because I think the volume coming in for you is too low. So we're gonna have Koz call in. And Robin, how do I turn up the volume in my headset? Because I don't know where the headset volume knob is here. There we go. Way more, Matt. There, a little less. There we go. That's way better. Okay. And Matt Fowler, I got to tell you, man, when you told me on Sunday about the walk that you had to go from picking up your credential, getting over to then going through the security and then getting to Radio Row, I figured it was a long walk, but man, that was a long walk.
Well, I'm still making it too. I mean, every day. So it's tough. But you know what? We're here. We're doing it. And that's all that matters.
So we've got our beautiful intern Jessica here today, is from UNLV. She is helping us out today as well. Koz is calling in, so when you get him patched in, let me know and let's get him on. But we're excited to be here on Radio Row, and we're saying Justin Pugh is going to be coming, the New York Giants player who was straight off the couch. Tony will be jumping back in on that as well. We've got over/under today. It is a Wednesday over/under day, and what else has been going on, Matt? The big news. Listen, the biggest news out of Vegas, other than the Super Bowl, might be the Las Vegas mayor coming on and like basically telling the Oakland A's that they should stay in Oakland, which is ridiculous after everything that everybody's gone through trying to get this team to Vegas. And now the mayor is saying, you know what, maybe the team should just stay in Oakland. But I will say, John Fisher, the Oakland A's owner, is absolutely... He's on the Mount Rushmore of terrible pro sports owners. The guy hasn't done an interview since day one that he took over the Oakland A's. He's a recluse. He's never available for the media. He's rarely seen on camera. And he has not released any artist renderings of what it's going to look like when they try to build a baseball stadium on the Las Vegas Strip. Jim Kozimor, I believe you are back with us. And I know you and I talked on the phone this morning. Like, that is a big deal here in Vegas.
Oh. Let me see here.
Do we have the call line potted up here for Jim, Matt?
I think now we do.
Okay, Jim, give it another shot. We're not hearing Jim.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Here we go.
All right, Jim. Third tries the charm.
Jim, can you hear us?
It should be a big deal. Yes, I can hear you, Matt.
All right, we got you.
Buddy?
There we go. Hey,
Matt, you got to hit the right button, man. Come on, you've been here all week, buddy.
It's a new system, bro.
Anyway, all right, Coz. We kind of lost our steam on that take, but
no, I'm on it.
Yeah, this Las Vegas mayor. I mean, there's got to be a lot of people in this city that were cringing at her saying that and trying to walk back her comments then later in a podcast and saying, well, Las Vegas is a great city for supporting sports franchises. But listen, as dumb as that was by the mayor, I really think that it lies with John Fisher, because John Fisher, Vegas is going to find out real quickly what a lousy, terrible owner that this guy really is.
Well, I have a differing view on this, and let's start with the previous point of the Vegas mayor making her comments. We were led to believe that this was really near the home stretch. I know you said there were no renderings. I've seen photos or pictures or makeups of where they would put that facility because it's near the MGM Grand. And I've got some people I know at the MGM Grand who believe that the A's are trying to get on their good side by using the MGM Grand a lot in some of the renderings. So it was a bit of a surprise for the mayor to say what she said. I know everyone comes down on the A's owner. There are a lot of owners in pro sports who aren't media friendly. But I really think it all is at the fault of Oakland. The city of Oakland is a horrible place to do business. The A's tried to put a ballpark out there. They were told no by the local college if they wanted to put their ballpark in. They tried to do another deal, and it was hurdle after hurdle after hurdle. And quite frankly, Dave, Oakland's not a good place. All right? The governor is going to institute having more officers go into Oakland because it's so unsafe for the residents. If I were the A's, I would look for a new home. But if Vegas doesn't want me, I'd look for another new home. I just wouldn't go back to Oakland.
Well, they're going to end up here in Vegas. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Vegas is where this team is likely to be. And, but listen, I just wanted to throw that in because we're going to be talking a whole lot of Super Bowl all week long. And, Jim, I got to tell you, you made a bad business decision not coming out here this week because it is fun. I've only been in Radio Row here for about an hour, and I've already bumped into so many people. Saw Matt Maiocco. He was on a phone call, obviously doing an interview. Couldn't chat with him, but Daryl Moose Johnston, I just ran into him. He's got to catch a noon flight getting out of here. Daryl and I go back to when he was playing at Syracuse. He was on the morning show on the rock station in Syracuse that I got my first job on. So that was fun. And now we just run into Justin Pugh, who just puts on the headset. New York Giants NFL veteran who's been around the league, the Giants, the Cardinals, the Giants again. And the big thing, they told me, they said, Justin's coming over. First of all, thanks for joining us. And my name's Dave.
Hey, great to meet you. Let's roll right into it. The Syracuse shout out. Syracuse grad as well. That's why I gave you a little tag.
Yeah. I did not go to Syracuse. I grew up in Syracuse. I'm the one broadcaster in the industry that actually didn't go to Syracuse.
It's in the water there, so you're fine.
Yeah, it is. I went to Oswego. Are you familiar with Oswego?
Of course. Yeah. I know, that's a beautiful area up there.
Yeah.
2 months out of the year.
I didn't know I wanted to go into broadcasting out of high school, so I went to high school in Syracuse. I always joke with people. I say most people go to Syracuse, they have to do 4 years. I did 24 before I got out. So
that's why you're so good.
Well, thank you. You're very kind. You're very kind. So let's talk a little bit about when they told me you were coming over. They're like, yeah, you got to ask him about him going on and saying Justin Pugh fresh off the couch or what exactly. I vaguely remember this.
Yeah, so we were playing the Buffalo Bills. I had tore my ACL the previous season, in the middle of the season, so I didn't think I was playing. I thought I was retired. My wife and I went on, we went on vacation. We had our first child, and the Giants give me a call. I'm sitting on a love sack, and they're like, hey, we need you to come sign with the team. So I literally come straight off the couch, sign with the Giants, and I'm playing in Sunday Night Football, starting at left guard with one practice on practice squad under my belt. I don't know the cadence. I don't know the playbook. The guy next to me is telling me the plays. 3 plays in, that guy gets a season-ending injury. I have to move out to left tackle. I have 2 false starts. I let up 2 sacks. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, this is about to be the worst NFL game of all time. I settled in, played a fairly good game. We should have won. And then after, my wife calls me and goes, your little straight off the couch line went viral. Lo and behold, the Love Sack partnership.
That's awesome. I mean, you never know when these things are going to just kind of hit. It's crazy, this world we live in, and they didn't teach you that at Syracuse.
No, like I said, it's in the water there, so you kind of get a little bit of it through osmosis. And my agent had T-shirts already ready to go, and it was a highlight event for my career.
Sir, my broadcast partner, Jim Kozimor, he's in Nashville, and he's a little bit behind because he's over the phone, but so you're going to see him talk before you hear him, so don't let that throw you off. But Koz is fantastic, and why he didn't come out here this week, I don't know.
Wait, I know. I'd love to be there, honestly, Justin, but I got to tell you, I love Lovesack. You're a great story, but I'm a big fan of Lovesack. That is one of the great things. We've got one in our room, and I want another one. So can you get me a deal? Can you hook me up? Because you guys got some great products, man. Some really great stuff.
100%. Well, we have the new Stealth Tech, which is what I have in my house. The speakers are built into the couch. The subwoofer is built into the couch. You plug and play. It's, you know how it is, the little Lego set. I have a 2-week-old daughter. My in-laws are out staying with us right now. We convert the couch into a queen bed. They're sleeping on it. You can turn the surround sound off, hold the baby. I got 2 dogs. They make the couch messy. You pull the covers off, throw them in the wash. It does it all. Eventually, they're going to have to put a refrigerator in this couch to kind of round it out, but we'll definitely get one to you.
All right, I've got to admit, man, I've heard of Lovesack, but I don't own a home currently. Like, I rent, and I'm kind of like I'm basically in a crash pad that I moved into when I went through the divorce phase, and I never moved out. But
you know what the beauty of Lovesack is? They're like little Lego pieces. So whatever you have right now, you can upgrade, you can downgrade, you can get rid of a couple pieces. They're known for the massive beanbag chair. I think you might have seen that.
Oh, I've seen those for sure.
And
I've got the big one.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what I've got.
And we did a deal earlier in the year with the big one, and we called it the big blue one because, ode to the New York Giants. But the Sactional is really what's the game changer.
The Sactional.
And you can see it. Look at like the subwoofer here. You have the stereos around. We're looking at it on the computer as we speak.
That's awesome. Everyone looks way too happy in the picture, though, because this is not how family night goes in most houses.
My daughter is crying, going pooping. I got to feed her the bottle, so we turn off the subwoofer, and she actually likes the subwoofer. They like the movement, so it actually is great for my daughter.
Okay, so now you're here as a pitch man, obviously, right now, amongst other things. How different is that for you, man, to be coming around? How long have you been doing this? Is it your first time doing Radio Row, going around doing this kind of thing?
No, playing in the league for 11 years. I started my career, and I worked with NRG Energy, and I work with Con Air doing their beard trimmer. Playing for the New York Giants, offensive linemen get a little more love. It hasn't always been the Jason Kelce's or the Chris and Kyle Longs and them being faces in the NFL. In New York, I was fortunate that I was able to do a lot of the broadcasting, a lot of the media, and I got reps at it over time. And this Lovesack partnership is so easy to sell because I truly use the product, I truly believe in it, and then I said straight off the couch. So it was just the perfect storm to make it all happen.
100%. So I'll tell you a quick little story. This is like next level. Tony Siragusa, God rest his soul.
Yeah.
I'm doing Radio Row at the Super Bowl back in Miami, the Bears-Colts Super Bowl.
Devin Hester, right?
Yeah, and Prince was the halftime act. Yeah. Prince, by the way, gave a great press conference. He's like, I can't tell 2 stories at once. I'll tell the Tony story. So we didn't have a lot of guests lined up because we weren't supposed to be there. I was at a radio show in Denver. So my buddy had a wireless mic, and he was just going around and getting guys not at a table, and he walks up to Tony Siragusa, and Tony was so great because he's like Tony, he's like, hey, we're live right now in Denver. We asked him something about what's your favorite? We were just having fun. What's your favorite venue for food at around the NFL? And Tony, without skipping a beat, he was pimping FTD Floral. He goes, well, I don't know. They all have good food, but whichever one has an FTD floral arrangement around it is the one that is my favorite. just like boom, without skipping a beat.
100. Some guys are built for it, and I've started my own podcast this year. It's called Net Worth with Justin Pugh, talking about the business of sports. Another shameless plug. And I've really gotten to see the business side, and I'm enjoying doing the media, doing the broadcasting. So I'm thinking about getting into that world.
How does a kid playing football become an offensive lineman in the NFL? Because I always think, listen, there are guys who, you mentioned a few who kind of get some pub, and being in New York, I'm sure you get more love there. But overall, it is a thankless job, man. I mean, the only time anybody really knows your name is when you F up. Yep. And I think the O-linemen are the guys that their bodies take the biggest beating. That's a tough gig. How'd you get into that?
We're human trash cans. We just stand in the way so your favorite fantasy guy can make a play or get a sack or all those different things. I wanted to be a defensive lineman. Found out I wasn't fast enough for it. Quickly moved back to the offensive line when I got to Syracuse. And you have an opportunity to make a very good living playing in the NFL. And offensive linemen are doing really well right now. So you have to be a businessman at the end of the day as well. And that's how I ended up there. But I love the camaraderie of playing offensive line. It's the only position where all 5 guys have to come together and be on the same page. Defensive backs are very similar. If one guy messes up, we all look bad. So my whole thing is I'm big on camaraderie. I'm big on morale. That's what I brought to the Giants this year. It's like, hey, let's go out there and have fun. Do this together. We win together. We lose together. And that's the mentality that I take into life.
Was there an O-lineman you emulated growing up, or when you first got into the league, that you were kind of like, hey, I like how this guy approaches things?
Yeah, I would take bits and pieces from everybody. Now, I don't, grew up a Philadelphia Eagles fan, then getting drafted by the New York Giants is about
that's easy.
But you see guys like Trey Thomas, John Runyon, Hank Fraley with the Eagles when I was young, growing up watching those teams. Then I get to the Giants and we have the Chris Snees, the David Deals, the Kevin Booth, all these legends with the New York Giants, and I took bits and pieces from all of them.
All right, now, on your entire time in the National Football League, we know that quarterbacks often reward the offensive linemen. What are some of the cooler gifts you received from some of the quarterbacks who you had to protect?
Eli did a great job. I'll start with him, and I'll kind of work my way through the quarterbacks. We got like a custom bag one year. We got custom cowboy boots. I'm a city guy, so I don't use the boots. I would always wear them to the Dallas Cowboys game. Moving on to Kyler, probably maybe the best gift. I'm a big golfer. He got us the True Spec, fully fitted out, tailor-made clubs, bag, big thing of tequila. And then this last year, because we had so many quarterbacks in the room and running backs kind of filtering through there, they got us a travel voucher. So 2 first-class tickets anywhere you want to go. So those are some of the best gifts we've gotten. So shout out to the quarterbacks, Tyrod, Daniel Jones, Tommy DeVito, Saquon. Shout out Kyler and all my quarterbacks, Eli Manning, of course.
How different was that, Arizona versus New York, by the way, man, just in terms of quality of life? Did you move to Arizona full time?
Yeah.
Are you still in Arizona full time?
Just to go to show you how much I love Arizona, my wife and I are going to be raising our family there. So we love it. I love the city. I love the energy. But being able to get in your car and drive to the golf course 5 minutes away, and it actually takes you 5 minutes to get there is nice.
And being able to drive to the golf course in February is also quite nice. Nothing wrong with that. We're with Justin Pugh, New York Giants offensive lineman. You're a big guy. Were you always a big guy? Were you a big kid? Because I'm just wondering, the last name Pugh, people probably, when you're a kid, that might have been a little bit of an issue.
We were just talking about this. When your last name's Pugh and you're in 2nd grade, you're getting teased. You smell bad, you this, that, the third. So I had to make the most of the name. So that's probably why I'm here today. I was always the biggest kid. I wasn't very aggressive. And then I found football, and that's where you could really get the aggressiveness out. And that's when things started to click for me. So now I'm prouder than ever to say Pugh. The last of my name, I need to have a boy eventually to carry on the name. But I would go out there and found football, and that aggression and being able to play is what has been my calling card throughout my career.
How many more years are you trying to play?
We'll see. I mean, last year was fun. Going back to New York, being involved in that community, being involved in that city. I love that city so much. I do real estate on the side as well. I've been working for a commercial developer in real estate. So being back in New York, the financial hub of the world, it has been an unbelievable networking opportunity, but also opportunity to play high-level football.
We're told we got one more question with you, so I'm gonna ask you your thoughts on the game this weekend. Obviously, when you were in Arizona, you saw plenty of the 49ers, and Bosa was one of the guys that I'm sure was a problem. Warner, all those guys. I don't know how much you've seen of the Chiefs recently, but obviously they've been dominant in the league for a while. How are you handicapping this one?
Yeah, you have the best player in the league, Patrick Mahomes, who's now sneaking into the Tom Brady conversation. And then you have the best team in the NFL. And if I was ever going to build a team, I would build it just like the 49ers. I had to play against them every year. You always hated playing against them. Now they have talent all across the board. If Patrick Mahomes can win this game, he's officially in the Tom Brady GOAT conversation. I think the 49ers win by 3, 31-28.
All right, so 31-28 49ers. We're liking that. All right, our last thing as we let you go. We always play with a first-time guest a little game on the show that we like to call Florida Man. Are you familiar with the Florida Man game?
I am not.
You basically put Florida Man and your birthday, not the year, just the month and the day, into Google, and usually what you get returned is kind of interesting. So what is your birthday?
8/15.
So August 15th. All right, let's see what we get for August 15th. And hold on, I do have the Florida Man intro here. It's a little different. It's my first day on Radio Row. Let's see if this will play. There we go.
Florida man, 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 Florida man. A Florida man started a fire inside his house after trying to make cookies on his George Foreman grill.
All right, so you're Florida Man from August 15th. Let's see if I can fade that down. There we go. You're Florida Man from August 15th, 2017. Florida Man wrecks liquor shop, blames Caterpillar. Florida man arrested for destroying a liquor store under construction told police he was Alice in Wonderland and that a hookah smoking caterpillar ordered him to attack the site. Crestview police said in a post on Facebook that Matthew Jones is accused of breaking into a fenced-in area using a forklift to cause more than $100,000 in damage because of a caterpillar. It's a good-looking guy, by the way.
He looks like a guy that follows a hookah smoking caterpillar around Florida. Now that isn't in the Panhandle, so it's a little bit different. I was down in Delray in the southeast Florida, so I'm going to avoid the Panhandle at all costs.
All right, so you know where Crestview is. You're familiar with that area.
My brother lives up in Destin. He's an Air Force guy, so I'll just tell my brother to be on the lookout for this guy.
or for the hookah smoking caterpillar.
Both of them.
Both of them. If you find it, let me know. Put that on your social. Justin, it was a pleasure, man.
Thanks a lot.
Always good to talk to a Syracuse guy. Hopefully they get it together, man. This has been some lean times.
They're coming back. They're back. We got guys from Alabama, Texas A&M, Fran Brown, the new coach. It's going to be great.
All right, love it, man. Justin Pugh. Where are they going to follow you? Lovesack.com, obviously, but where are they going to follow you?
Follow me on Instagram at JustinPugh67, Twitter at Justin Pugh, my show, Net Worth with Justin Pugh on all social media platforms and podcasting areas.
Awesome. Love it, man. Keep up the good work and enjoy New York, Arizona, wherever you end up next season.
We'll have a good one. Thanks for having me on.
That was good. That was good stuff. Justin Pugh getting it done. All right, let's take a quick timeout. Matt Fowler will have you're going to be good to go with a sports update. Matt Fowler's going to have a sports update on the other side of this break. You are listening to LFG on the Tony Bruno Sports Network.
That was great. Let's do it.
It's the bottom of the hour, or close enough. Time for your Tickscape Studios Sports Update with Matt Fowler.
ESPN, Fox, Warner Brothers Discovery have plans to launch a streaming platform for the fall that will include offerings from at least 15 networks and all 4 pro sports leagues. And Tiger Woods has committed to do next week's Genesis Invitational for his first competitive round in 2024. Woods announced on social media Wednesday that he would play in the tournament that he hosts and benefits for his TGR Foundation. Now back to Dave Benz and Tony Bruno here on LFG.
Oh, yeah, Tony Bruno sitting down, and look who else just made an appearance. Taylor just popped into Radio Row, and she also has an aspiring young musician with her. But while they get situated, Tony, let's talk a little bit about the big news that he was just talking about. Your first story with the networks combining forces.
Yeah, that was announced late yesterday. And, and we see the Tony Bruno Sport. It's a digital world. And so these are the TV components. So you're going to have ESPN, Fox Sports, and Warner Brothers, the WB, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to provide content, but it's a separate app. So, the HBO's, you have Max, which is incorporating CNN and a lot of these other. So everybody wants to put their product out there in digital. So it'll be a paid format as well. And then you'll get all 3 networks. And so that's what's happening in the consolidation of our industry. Whether it's radio, newspapers, magazines, that's what's happening now. And that's what's going on. And so that's what's going on there. And you're going to see more of that. And that's what the whole world is about, digital.
Well, and that's
digital.
why you're on the front wave, Tony, with the Tony Bruno Sports Network. I mean, the bottom line is, I was just talking to my buddy Vic Lombardi, who's, Matt, you got to crank my mic a little bit, man. I think I'm too low there.
How low can you go?
Tony's way hotter than I am.
I'm sorry. Are your headsets set lower too? How are your headset
my
levels?
headset's fine. It's not my volume on my headset. My mic sounds very hollow. I'm still. Are you guys getting a good level, Angel? You getting a good level on me?
Do you have the right headset on? Because they're all marked. Is yours marked too?
I did not. Hey, there we go. There we go.
Ah,
there we go.
Matt, did you mute my microphone? That's what Matt muted my microphone.
I had to do it. There's Koz is still sitting there.
Yeah, Koz is sitting there. He just got back in.
What is that picture over your head there? Who is that? I don't hear Koz
Hey,
now.
Tony, Matt's got you mute as well. You got Koz up for
Yep,
us, Matt?
I got it.
All right, Koz, go for it.
Those are my 3 angels. Those are my 3 daughters. I always keep them over my
that's the first
shoulders.
time I'm
so they're
seeing the
always
video
watching over me.
feed. That's an awesome
exactly.
picture.
It looks like
Hey, I
thought
like
it was
this
a poster.
idea with ESPN. Yeah, I know, right? I like the idea of Fox and ESPN and Warner Brothers getting together. It's kind of like when Disney Plus and Hulu Plus, they came together to do that single streaming. These guys are ahead of their time, and they're looking for one-stop shopping for sports fans to find all of their stuff instead of competing with each other. I think it's a smart business move.
Well, look what's happened here. I mean, I've been doing digital now for 15 years in different formats.
Right.
And so that's the world. And that's, I'm an older guy, but I know the future is in having your own digital. And there's so much content out there. We're not charging for it. Our model is to have commercials that will provide the income for the staff of this network. But these other people need to have people pay to watch their shows. And we can go to a pay format, but I think we'll get the sponsorships. You have associations. We have a new business partner who's going to help, and everybody will get paid, and this thing will, we're already off the ground running. You know what I'm saying? So we got a good head start. We're not going to beat ESPN or Fox or anybody. We're just another space. We're just another content provider. And I think what we're doing, nobody else is doing here on Radio World. With all due respect to all these talented people, but like when I know yesterday, who was the comedian that came in yesterday? That's how brain.
Caliendo.
Frank Caliendo walks by and hey, Frank. Comes right over, sits down, does a half an hour. You know what I mean? I saw Bert Kreischer earlier. Hey, Bert, he's going to come back later. Hopefully you'll get Bert Kreischer when you guys are on. And, you know, Moose Johnson and Vince Papale came in here with Eric Swan. And now this Wednesday, you see this place is bustling. And every time you turn your head, there's somebody. Dan Marino was standing there. So everybody's in here, and they're all pimping products. But the one thing that I liked about our thing, we haven't had a lot of people pimping products. You know, like you have a Bounty thing over there where they have wings and they serve wings. But like every Tom, Dick, and Harry guy in the NFL is getting paid to go sit there and act unhappy because they're getting paid to sit around with Bounty and give away wings. You know what I'm saying?
So wait, are you telling me I'm hearing you say that, and all I'm hearing is there's free wings over there?
There's free wings, but you have to stand in line.
Okay.
That's
There
why
is
we have
free
to have
wings.
an intern
There
or
is.
somebody go over there. But I've been the runner early in the morning, and then the great Jess, who's here, our intern from UNLV. And by the way, I got to thank Dave. Dave's the man who did the work to set up the interns this week here, and they've been phenomenal from UNLV. Jess, and then Shannon, Bisa. Bisa isn't even here today. She called in this morning saying she misses being here.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I love it.
Terrific. They are terrific, and they're all doing digital. They're doing journalism and digital, and that's the smart thing to do if you're going to college. It's not about being on the radio anymore. It's about what's the next technology that young people can get into, and it's digital.
Well, and you know what? Last year when we were in Radio Row together, working with No Filter, another digital expansion, and working with Eric Burns and his whole crew, Joe Manuel, they were fantastic. But I realized, like, you know what? We could use a couple extra bodies, and then I thought about it twofold. On top of that, you know, we give Jess and we give Bisa an experience to be able to come do this. They're not going to, you know, there's only so much you can learn in a classroom.
Right.
But for them to be able to come and have this experience and be able to be here, it's paying it forward, Tony, because that's the good people we are.
The good thing is that they get what we're doing, you know, because there's a lot of radio shows that just do serious sports talk, and we can do serious sports talk when we have to, but it's all about having fun. And when you have fun on the radio and you laugh and the guests laugh, that's what the audience feels, you know? It's like, that's why I know so many people, and I've been fortunate. I mean, I have like 4 ex-bosses that I work for, and they're here, and we're all hugging, because when I leave play, I don't burn bridge. Now Pete torches places when he leaves. You know, he torched Beasley, and he torched WEEI management. I don't torch them because ESPN was great to me. Fox was great to me. You know, and Sporting News was great to me. So these people still respect me. I had Don Martin, the guy who runs Fox Sports Radio, sit down yesterday. So that's the one thing that I pride myself on, is I've worked with so many people, and I've been fortunate to meet so many people in sports and entertainment. You know, Carrot Top. I mean, I got the Blue Man Group guy. Did you see that picture, Coz? Last night at the media food party, the Blue Man Group walks in, 3 guys. So I went up to say hi, and of course I realized they don't talk. So then I asked the guys, I wanted to look up close because I've never seen them up close and personal. And then you know who else? The Jabberwockies came in too. You know, the Jabberwockies. The Jabberwockies came in, and I was banging with them. And then the Blue Man Group guy, I said, "Is that stuff real? I mean, how do you put that on? Because they have some sort of a mesh thing over their head, and then they actually paint it blue." So I said, "Is that paint? What is that?" So the guy gets his finger and rubs off some of the blue, and he puts it on my forehead, like Ash Wednesday. You know, when you put the ash in the front, but it was a blue dot. I had a blue dot. How awesome is that?
He blew you? Or did he blew himself? Or he blew you?
No, he didn't blow. I was blue. I was blue, baby.
He went kablooey. He went kablooey after the Blue Man Group.
So I post that picture, and that's what people react to. Me with a Blue Man Group guy with a blue dot on my head. That's what they care about. They care about Carrot Top. Well, no, we had a lot of football guests and legitimate people talking games, but you got to have fun at Radio Row.
And you know, Tony, you know from what we do, what Coz and I do, we're all about fun, man. It's like, you know what? Give people something they can remember. You know, that the celebrity MMA we do on Friday, it's like so stupid, but people probably remember that more than any interviews that we do.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you know who's here. We have a legendary figure. You may have seen him before. You saw him when you were watching the New York Football Giants, when the great Tommy DeVito was barking the signals for your New York Football Giants, and the man that was up in the stands. You remember him?
Yes. Yes.
Sean Stiletto. Tommy Cutlet's agent, and look at him. He's dressed the part again. He's got the black hat. He's got the black turtleneck. He's got the gray suit. Look at the rings. What is? Let me see that ring there, man. Look at that,
That
baby.
is legit.
Is that Italian or what?
God, that is something.
Put the headset on now, man. Look at this guy. This is the guy I wanted to be when I was growing up. But I didn't have the hair like that. I didn't have the style. I didn't have the bling. I was just a kid in South Philly. You're a Jersey guy, man.
No, I'm a Boston guy.
Oh, wow.
But I grew, Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, he won't give me no love, but, man, he was a great role model. That's him and Sinatra is why I wear the fedora.
Oh, we just had Vince Papale on from Invincible, and Pete Sheppard was our morning guy. He just left. He was doing mornings on EEI forever.
Oh, wow.
And now he's working for us, man.
Yeah, that's Vince. I met Vince a couple times. I represented Brian Brayman.
Oh, yes.
Yep, Billy Brown, Trey Sullivan. I had 4 guys in the Super Bowl 52 team.
Yeah, Brian Brayman was a good player. I mean, he's a wild guy.
Wild guy.
So now now what's going on with Tommy Cutlets? Now, is that relationship over?
No, I just brokered a lucrative meatball collaboration with. I'm out here now. The media, they get a lot of things wrong. I love them, but
that's why we
wait.
come
The
to
media
this show.
gets things wrong. I don't believe that. That's shocking news.
Not
That's
at all.
breaking news.
But yeah, no, I'm his guy. I mean, Tommy and I are closer than ever.
Now, the whole thing, one of the big things that happened that a lot of people went crazy about was the deal with, going to the place and with the pizza and the sandwiches.
You know what? It's funny. I really don't even want to talk about it, but I've never spoke to that man in my life.
I know, and so that's what happened, because Tommy Cutlets was a great story. Giants fans loved the kid, man.
Yep.
He went in there and he played great.
Yeah, he did. And Tommy's a winner. But the thing is, people don't understand. Tommy was an Elite 11 guy. Tommy was MVP of the Oregon Open, beat out Tua. Tommy could have went anywhere, went to Syracuse, and let's face it, whether it's injuries, whether it's coaching, whether it's politics. And unfortunately, it didn't work there.
Right.
But he didn't put his head in the sand. He went out and reinvented himself at Illinois and going through the process. We had 28 teams gave us the Heisman draft day. I knew he could make the intermediate throws. I know he can rip the ball. He's got over 10-inch hands. Tommy's a winner, and I think I got to commend the Giants, the Commanders. Those were the two, the front horses in the race for his services. But, the track record of coach developing Josh Allen, developing Tua and Hurts, and Joe Sheen, I go way back from Buffalo. It was a great fit, and the fact it's in his backyard. So we're blessed to be there. We're excited, and he's working his butt off in Florida. He's coming out here, and he's going to be ready to go, when Phase 1 starts out on the middle of April.
Yeah, what is the projection for him as they get into mini camp?
I think it's just going to go out there, and it's a constant evaluation process. He put out a lot of great film, almost had 90% completion rate, better than the O'Connell kid from the Raiders, better than the kid from Tennessee that got drafted, better than a lot of quarterbacks. He dress rehearsed for 31 other teams, and I think he did a great job. I look at the glasses half full. People, we got benched. Whatever. He went out against a team in the Packers that could have made it to the NFC Championship and was nearly perfect that night. So he's a hell of a player. He's a baller. I'm excited for this kid.
Now, what the ring? I got to ask you about the ring now.
Yeah, so
what is that?
National Italian American Sports Hall of Fame. So I was inducted.
Beautiful.
Very proud of my heritage. You're holding that.
Wait, so did they give you the ring, or did you get the ring made?
This was a gift.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. That No Backing Down book, if anyone saw, Invincible is a good movie. I think it's better.
Vince was just here. You missed him.
It's kind of like a Remember the Titans meets a team of Rudies. It's a human triumph story.
And Doug Flutie wrote the foreword, eh?
Doug Flutie was my boyhood idol. Doug Flutie made me want to play football.
Flutie Flakes, baby.
I'm playing with Flutie tomorrow night in a celebrity flag football game.
Beautiful. Now, Dan Davis was a friend of mine. I worked with him at he called the Boston College games, and he called the most famous throw, Flutie to Phelan. Remember that?
Yep. And you know what? We have another one, Stellato to De Pena.
Stellato to De Pena?
Yep. Almost 10 days to the date. 4 seconds left on the clock. I'm dead serious. I'm gonna let
so
you.
This is the inspirational story of the 1994 Salem High School football team.
Yep.
And this is the 25th season anniversary of it, right?
So long story is that came out 5 years ago, and that's actually the 30th is coming out this fall. My connection to the story is I was the quarterback living with my dying grandmother. The characters are extremely colorful. I mean, you talk about divine intervention, personal tragedies, the whole shebang. It's a concoction of everything.
But the big story, though, is we had Vince Papale, who had a movie, and now you remember Eric Swan.
Yeah.
Eric Swan was not drafted.
Eric Swan, Bay State Titans.
Yep. And he was a
Arizona Cardinals.
first-round draft pick, and he couldn't get. And he's having a movie made. It's called 20 Points Low, which means that he tried when he would go to colleges and take the SAT. He would always be 20 points below. So nobody took him in as a high school guy, and then he was a first-round pick because he played semi-pro, and now they're making a movie about his life.
Well, that's a great story, but I got a better story than
Better story than Eric Swan.
By the way, I just like the way he says I got a better story.
Better story than the Eric Swan story. Starting tight end for the Denver Broncos, Chris Manhertz. Just finished up his 8th year in the NFL. First game playing football in his life was in the NFL. Division I basketball player. And he's right there.
Where is he?
6'6", 260 pounds. And his story is incredible. The best blocking tight end in the National Football League.
I got to make all these movie deals now, man. We got to be working on so many movies.
You just focus on the Philly cheesesteaks. No, just kidding.
Listen, man, I'm from Philly, man. Vince Papale and I go back. I'm Sicilian, man. Are you Sicilian?
Calabrese.
All right, well, that's
My
all right.
wife's
That's
half Sicilian.
That's okay. We're Italian. As long as you're Italian, man. You know what I'm saying?
Without a doubt. But if you want to get Chris on, he's right here.
Now, this is not my show.
No, it's your network.
It's my network.
He has the final say over everything. Co-host, say something. Say hello, Sean.
How you doing, my friend?
You looking great, man. Hey, right here, my man. Right here in the crowd, my man.
Let's go.
That's my guy.
Giving
you a kiss.
Testa di minchia. Can we call him that? A testa di minchia?
Coz is in Nashville. He couldn't make it out here to Vegas for Radio Row. He's my co-host. We're on 10 to noon. So he's not far from Memphis. You played in Memphis.
Memphis Explorers. I actually got my boxer dog, the late Sly Stellato. Phenomenal, most athletic boxer in history. 52-inch vertical. I love it. This is the impact this dog had on my life.
Let me see the dog. You got dog pictures in there?
There's Flutie and I. We're the same height. I had heels
Flutie
on. But this is this right here. This is the dog that made the book. Sly.
Oh, look at that.
Sly Stellato.
Died right before the book came out. 14.
Oh, man.
Yep. But his legacy has made the children's books. This dog is.
Do you have his ashes? Because I lost a cat.
I have his.
Oh, you got a children's book too.
Yeah, I have his ashes in his palm print.
Oh,
wow.
Awesome.
So now I got another boxer named Capri, and she's a real scutch.
There's Vince over there now. You got to see Vince, and that's Eric Swan next to him.
Okay.
So we got all these movie deals, but I should be a producer of all these movies. We got Eric Swan. We got this Sean Stiletto movie. You got the guy, the tight end from the Denver Broncos. He's going to have a movie. Why don't they do a movie about me? 42 years. I'm gonna, because I have where's my crown, Robin?
Yeah, the crown's on the next table, the back table.
Yeah, where's my damn crown? I'm the king of Radio Row. Where's my damn movie? 42 frickin' Super Bowls. Anybody else in this room?
You know what, Tony? You created a network.
This is diamonds. This is diamonds and 17-karat gold right here. Look at this, man. Who else has it?
Put it on your head. Be like Prince Charles.
Exactly right. I'm going to be the new king of England, man. That son bitch is going. And I'm only 71, so I got a long way to go.
I'm late for supper. Sean Stellato, SES on IG, and yeah, it's going to be fun.
Hey, Sean, that was awesome, man.
Appreciate
Download the app, bro. All over
You're
the world.
best, Sean.
I got the same watch. That Daytona?
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Actually, I got the Panda, but that's a beautiful watch.
Yeah,
he's a heavy hitter.
All the best, my friend.
All right, Coach, you got
Sean
the virtual fist pump right there. Love it. All right, I guess I'm hearing some music. So, Matt, we're going to break. All right, we're going to break. We'll be back, hour 2 of LFG after this quick timeout.
Radio Row at Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Let's f***ing go. Dave Benz is ready to go with a hot take, but so is Jim Kozimor. Who gets to talk first? Place your bets. We open the show with LFG Roulette.
Oh, that's our top of the hour, top of the show promo, but I played it anyway, Coz, because it's just awesome.
That's good.
It's awesome having a Radio Row thing. And we do have a Jess Taylor appearance. It took Las Vegas to get her to come to the show. We'll have her on in a few minutes, along with Chris Coelho, who is a budding musician that she's here representing. So we will get that on. But first, Coz, we want to talk about one of our favorite bits on the show, which is, of course, we are not degenerates. We are aficionados of a little bit of gambling on this show. And tomorrow, Drew Goldfarb, who was our sports betting analyst and lives here in Vegas, he will be on. He will be part of the show. He'll be here in person. I'm trying to find where is the Being Mets bookie bit. I don't have that on here. I gotta get everything dialed in because I had to see how everything was going to work on the laptop. But all right, with that, let's say hello to Adam Poland and Craig Mucklow, who are from Caesar Sportsbook, and I don't know which one is which, guys.
Adam, Craig.
Adam, you guys. So I said it in the right order. I'm Dave. Great to meet you guys. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having us.
We're thrilled to have you. Okay, so how long have you guys been with Caesars?
Since about 2009.
Okay. Since Caesar Sportsbook took over, so 2020. Since 2020. Matt, I feel like my mic is also mute. Do you got unmuted? There you go. Mine's unmuted. You got to unmute all their mics. There we go. Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. I think we're good to go now.
Matt,
coming back from
doing?
break is always interesting. All right. So you guys, this is not obviously your first Super Bowl with Caesars, but it is the first Super Bowl in Vegas. How does that change things?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I've lived here over 30 years, almost 35 years. Never thought we'd see the day this would happen, where we have a Super Bowl in Las Vegas. But no, it's exciting, and obviously every Super Bowl is huge when you're in this industry, and we always want to make every Super Bowl the best, offer the most prop bets, and this year it's even more so just because it's here. It's in our hometown. It's here where Caesar's Palace is. So, yeah, that definitely adds a lot more excitement, a lot more importance to the event, even though it's already important, the number one sporting event in the country and the number one sporting event in our industry every year.
And I know you guys are here to talk about prop bets, which I love the prop bets, but I do want to ask you just in the general bet, like, I'm a Niners fan, okay? I'm rooting for the Niners. The second that the NFC Championship game ended, I mean, before they even were presented the Hallis Trophy, I went online to see what the line was. I was shocked that it was Niners favored by 2.5. And if I did not want the Niners to win, if I didn't care, I would have jumped on Chiefs plus 2.5 in a heartbeat, but I didn't want to touch it because I don't want to bet against myself. I want to be able to enjoy the game and root for the Niners to win. But so my question for you, Craig, is I think the Niners are really good. How the hell are they favored in this game?
You said it correctly. They are very, very good. All year between our power rankings, Baltimore was always my number one, San Francisco number two, Adam had the 49ers number one. So over the course of the year, the 49ers were always 1 or 2 on whoever you spoke to on that day in any odds compiler. They're the better team on paper and on record statistically against the Chiefs. We were -3 San Francisco the week before the championship games against the Chiefs. We opened 2 after the championship game. We got bet all the way down. The flood of money came for Kansas City Chiefs because of the eye test. The 49ers didn't look great on either 2 games. And then the money came, and then the big money came for the 49ers. We got as low as -1 San Francisco, $1 million bet 49ers on the money line, -120. $500,000, the 49ers, -125. Another $136,000 last night on the 49ers. The volume of money is on the 49ers, but the volume of wagers are on the Chiefs.
Interesting.
All right, I've got 2 questions here. First, how much can I trust the guy with a British accent talking about American football? Shouldn't you be telling me about what Man United is going to do this weekend so I really know that what you're dealing with is the truth, my friend?
As an Aston Villa fan from my hometown, we don't really care for anybody outside of Birmingham. So there you go. But, yeah, you can't trust an Englishman on American sports.
I finally
There
got
you
to
go.
an EPL game this past summer. Listen. I have no vested interest in any particular team, but I happened to be in London. Chelsea happened to be at home. I went and saw them play Luton Town, and it was an amazing experience. Although not a great game, it was 3-0.
Stamford Bridge is a beautiful stadium. Luton, you actually have to go through somebody's house to get into the stadium. So it's a unique experience going to Luton Town while they're in the EPL. Hopefully they'll stay in the EPL for a bit longer, because teams that come up struggle to stay up, and then they go straight back down because they don't have the money to support them.
Yeah, it was great. All right, let's talk about some prop bets. And I know our producer Matt Fowler. We do a bit with him every Friday called Being Matt's Bookie.
I'm gonna live in the Caesar Sportsbook, man.
And so Koz and I, we bid on his prop action for sandwiches. We bet sandwiches. And the bid is that Matt is really good. He actually, I'll tell you what, he hits on prop bets for actual money, but he never hits on the prop bets for the sandwiches. So that's an interesting dynamic. But what are your favorite prop bets this weekend? What stands out to you the most?
There are a lot. Obviously, we have over 1,000 unique prop bets, and we keep adding more and more, and we're going to still be adding more the rest of the week up until game time. But I don't know, it's in my opinion, the Super Bowl is a lot more about fun. You can bet a little to win a lot. There's a bunch of different things. Even for the person who's a novice football fan, maybe Travis Kelce is the only person you know. You can bet stuff on Travis Kelce. You can bet unique props. Will a quarterback catch a touchdown pass?
Will a quarterback catch his own pass?
Yeah, and that happened. That's at 50-1, and it happened with Lamar Jackson in the AFC Championship game. Those bets where you can bet a little to win a lot. That's what the Super Bowl is all about, in my opinion. It's the fun type of bets that even the novice can do and have fun with. But yeah, we certainly have a ton. Obviously, all the player props. We have live betting during the game. You can bet each play, each series. I mean, there are just so many different ways now that we have to bet the Super Bowl. But the prop betting has taken on a life of itself. It started Super Bowl 20 with William the Refrigerator Perry, and now it's at Super Bowl props it's almost eclipse the game itself, because the game sort of books itself. The lines are pretty solid, but the prop bets take more time. Obviously, there are more of them. So, the prop betting is, in my opinion, the most exciting part of the Super Bowl, and it certainly adds an interesting conversation. And obviously, you seem like you enjoy them, so yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: we were talking about the national anthem and the length of the national anthem, and it's funny, I've made bets on that. We have videos of my friends screaming, telling the person to sing faster, But I've heard that that's been a little bit controversial because there can be people, inside the stadium when they're doing the rehearsal, potentially, and then maybe it could get out. Has that been an issue, or is that going to be on the board this year?
Historically, from Europe, we used to bet the national anthem time, and we used to offer first song of the halftime show. And people would always know because they're at the arena when the practices are going on. We'd limit the stakes, so it's more of a fun individual and for PR more than anything. Here, so we're compliant and regulatory. We don't offer those kind of markets because it's an unfair advantage on the genuine customer placing a bet. Somebody always knows, so we don't offer those. We shy away from them, and we try and stick to things that are on the field, and we'll use any kind of marketing news or media news, or there's a certain pop star that's in the news. So we'll add to the prop markets like that with players specific.
Let me ask you this, because
Koz wants to get in, Matt.
Oh, sure. Go, Koz, go.
No, thanks, guys. That's fine. How much is the unique matchup of every Super Bowl? How does that change the different props you can have? Because, I mean, obviously, in a 49er Kansas City matchup, you mentioned pop stars. I mean, you could add in anything involving, whatever pop star is going to be there. But is it unique to the prop bet dependent on who the teams are that are playing that particular Super Bowl?
Yeah, that has a lot to do with it. I mean, look, last year we had the Kelce brothers playing each other, and that's something we wanted to do a prop with. We're like, all right, what do you do with Jason Kelce? He's not going to catch the ball. He's not going to throw the ball. So we had to use Jason's snaps played against Travis Kelce's receiving yards. So, yeah, we look, obviously there's unique stories with each Super Bowl. We look to capitalize on that, whether it's off the field with Taylor Swift or whether it's, players who played against each other or brothers, whatever it may be. So the uniqueness also comes from the cross-sport props, where we link things that go in the game to other sporting events, like linking Patrick Mahomes to Texas Tech, since that's where he went to college, stuff like that. So yeah, each Super Bowl has its own little nuances
awesome.
and situations that, obviously we're going to come up with new props based on whatever the storylines are for that particular game.
We're with Adam Polland and Craig Mucklow. Go ahead, Coz. I just wanted to remind people who we're talking to, they're from Caesar Sportsbook.
Are you finding at Caesar Sportsbook that because of the Taylor Swift factor, you guys have a new market? Are women getting a little bit more involved in the betting side? They're getting involved watching the games, that's for sure. Are they dipping their toe into the small bets on any Taylor Swift action you have?
The popularity is always going to be there with female bettors, especially new ones. They're getting more interested in it. The prop bets do bring that interest as well, especially for this time of year. They're not historically six-figure wagerers, so prop bets are perfect for the newbie into the sport. Having a 12-year-old daughter, she knows who Travis Kelce is, but obviously not old enough to bet. But she did help me with some of the prop theme markets, so we went through the discography and looked at words and common song titles. A 1989 prop, which is a Taylor Swift album, and the year she was born, I think same year as Travis Kelce as well. Kelce to have 1 or more receiving touchdowns, 9 or more receptions, 89 more receiving yards, 4-1. So they do help. Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter, right when it got home after Sunday night when the Super Bowl matchup was finalized, has her song titles. All right, let's go. Let's do some props. So, yeah, when my daughter, who's not a sports fan, is when I come home on a Sunday and is watching the Sunday night football games because Travis Kelce's playing, that shows you the impact that she's had. And I think it's great. Hey, anything you can do to get more football fans. Some might stay. If they break up, maybe some will go and won't watch another football game. But some will stay and some will be NFL football fans for life. There you go.
We actually have a market on that called It's Me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. And that is Kelce under 6.5 receptions, Purdy over a half interception, Purdy under 246 yards passing, and Purdy under 1.5 touchdowns.
I love it.
9-1.
Listen, I've dabbled a little bit in some sports wagering over my life, and I will tell you that, and I don't know how you guys feel about this. It's fun to bet on individual players, but man, you're a turned ankle away from it just going wrong right away. That's why I always feel like it's better to, like you said, will a quarterback do this, or something team related? Will there be a score other than a field goal or a touchdown? Will there be a defensive touchdown? Will there be a safety? Things like that. It doesn't matter who's playing. It's still got a chance to be in play.
Exactly, and we have the squares as well, so you can bet on the final digit of each team's final score. We do it for the first quarter, the end of the half, the end of the third quarter, and we're going to trade it in play this year, which will be a mammoth task trying to update 100 markets based on the score. But then there are markets where you can bet just team related, as you say, so we've got a plethora of those markets.
Will this be the most bet on Super Bowl ever?
Yeah, in the state of Nevada for sure. I mean, obviously with sports betting as it's become more legal in different states around the country, handle goes up every year. But obviously talking about the state of Nevada, the record's almost $180 million. It should shatter that. Look, in the next few days, we should see the invasion of the California 49ers fans coming in, especially at our northern Nevada properties up in Reno and Lake Tahoe. They always back their Bay Area teams with fervor through the betting window. So I expect a lot of Niner money to come. But like I said, even with those huge bets we've taken on the 49ers money line, we still right now, we need the Niners. It's been mostly Chiefs action.
All right, so guys, we like to play a little game here. Craig, I'm guessing with our first-time guests, so we're going to do it with you since you're British. You may know about this. Have you ever heard of the Florida Man game?
No. Sorry.
Okay, so we got a little sounder for this.
Florida man, 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 Florida man. A Florida man started a fire inside his house after trying to make cookies on his George Foreman grill.
All right, so the Florida Man game, you can play it at home, and basically, are you familiar with the Florida Man game?
That's where you pick your birthday and
okay, so he knows it. So okay, so Craig, basically, all we do is it's not that complicated. We just type the words Florida Man along with your birthday. We don't need the year into Google, and we see what it returns. And we had Justin Pugh on earlier, and it returned somebody who had basically destroyed a liquor store with a forklift because a caterpillar told him to do it. So let's see what we've got for you. What is your birthday?
I'm in danger of actually showing up here in real life. October 12th.
October 12th. All right, let's see what we get out of the Google machine here for October 12th. Oh, this one's good. Top one. Deputy cleared for shooting naked man armed with crossbow after he claimed aliens were after him. A Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office deputy has been cleared of wrongdoing. He shot and wounded a naked man who aimed a crossbow at him and other deputies as they were attempting to arrest the man for barricading himself inside a house. Sheriff's deputies received a 911 call from a man who said his son, 26-year-old Glenn Phillips, was under the influence of narcotics. Really? Shocking. And had threatened to shoot him at his home. The father arranged to meet deputies at a convenience store but never appeared. Later in the morning, the father called 911 again and said the son had locked himself inside their home and wouldn't let them in. Deputies responded, and the father told him Phillips again threatened to shoot him with a crossbow. After several hours, I don't see where it's saying the, okay, here we go. After they entered the home, they observed Phillips naked and armed with a crossbow, which he aimed at deputies, saying that, where's the part about the aliens? I don't know. Anyway, he claimed aliens was after him. There were aliens.
As a Dolphins fan, I can understand.
All right, listen, we got to let you guys go. Adam, it's been a pleasure. Craig,
pleasure.
Enjoy your time around Radio Row, fellas.
Can I ask Craig a question?
They got to go. We're getting
okay.
Yeah, they got to
Sorry,
go.
Craig.
No problem.
Do you prefer Lions or Villains? What do you prefer your nickname is Aston Villa, the Villains or the Lions?
The Villains.
The Villains.
Yes, the Villains.
All right.
Way to go.
All right, gentlemen.
Good luck,
appreciate
Aston
it.
Villa.
All right. And is Jess still around here? Because now's our time to get her in. Well, there she is. Let's get her over here. She's got Chris Coelho. You guys were fantastic, by the way. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having
me. For joining us. And we're going to just keep it going. Taylor's going to slide in and put on a headset. We're going to get Chris Coelho over here, and we're going to talk with him as well. And it's Radio Row, man. It is all happening in a flurry right now. No, man, we're not going to break. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. We don't need to go to break. We're good. This is
your show,
Row.
man. Let's go.
Let's go. There's no need to go to break. Taylor can put on the headset. Chris Coelho. By the way, I loved Coz the EPL talk. That was awesome. We need more of that. Uh-oh. Did you mute Coz again? Did you mute him?
Oh my God, Matt.
There he is. He's
Matt,
back.
hey,
He's back.
Matt.
All right, I have to pull
Matt.
back the curtain on this one as we get Jess Taylor situated. But Coz, since you're through the phone, when I go to play music for the break, that's also you.
We didn't want to go to break, though. I said let's just keep it here.
I know, but
taking us to break.
I know, but what I'm saying is it's a lot more complicated than people realize. I'm producing a national radio show. Come on, give me some slack here.
Are you producing?
I am, Coz.
Are you?
I will turn you down so fast.
Just checking.
I can't really hear him.
You can't hear him?
Yeah.
Hello.
There you go.
I'm just going to jump in here.
Jess Taylor has joined the program for the first time since we've been on the air. We're only 4 weeks in, and it took Vegas to get you on the show. Not really sure what's up with that. We actually even have an intro for you. All right, let's see. Here we go. Let's play the Taylor Time intro. Is it playing? Do you have that turned down too, Matt? We need the laptop turned back up.
I don't have anything turned down. That's you.
Oh, wait. Okay. That one might be on me. All
that
right,
is on you, Dave.
That one might be
man.
on me. All right. Here we go. I got it.
Oh, my God.
All right. Here we go. Live radio.
After war.
She's the biggest star on the planet. But that Taylor has nothing on our Taylor. No subject is taboo. No superstar is immune from Taylor time.
All right, we got a little Jess Taylor time here on Radio Row. How are you doing?
I said I feel like I've been through war, but I'm here.
Yeah, and you're just in and out quickly today. You're in and you're out.
I just flew in for the day. That's right.
Yeah, but tell us about tell us about who you brought along with you.
Christian Coelho.
How you guys doing? Thank you for having me.
Bay Area new up and coming hip hop artist.
Yeah, and you've been just as blown me up. She's like, Christian needs to come to Radio Row, and hopefully she can get you around and get you on some other shows so you can promote your brand. Because everybody here, that's what everybody's doing. Everybody's promoting. Everybody that's sitting down is trying to get guests. So you need to go rock it out out, man.
100%. We just said hi to Dana White, so we got a good start.
Yes.
Yeah, Dana White's pretty big. I rode in an elevator with Dana White at a Warriors game, going up the elevator. I'm trying to find.
Dana White sang me happy birthday last year at
He
Radio
did,
Row.
yes. And your birthday is coming up. Your birthday is tomorrow, and I hear you may
My
have brought
birthday
us
is
some
not tomorrow,
refreshments.
darling.
Not tomorrow. Sorry, your birthday is on
Thank
the
you.
10th, on Saturday
Why am
the
I
10th.
not on video?
Yeah,
I thought I was the star here. Just kidding.
I'm trying to find. Christian is the star. Here we go. Here's the link you sent me.
Wearing his Walker John.
Let's listen to a little bit of Christian Coelho.
Because I got a question for Christian.
Okay,
Oh, we have something else he wants to drop. He's going to do a freestyle.
Yeah. My girl, my twizzy, my twin. We D4L all the way locked in. She Cali born too, but she from the South End. That's Newport Beach where the pretty girls live. Always wanted a boy like me. Sleeve tattoos coming out the white tee. But less about me and more about you. She loves no boo, but
Just a little something.
Oh.
That one we did that one about 2 weeks ago, so that's one of the newer ones we're working on right now.
Yeah, this is good. This is fresh. I like this. Where are you recording?
So I record with Carter Boy in Oakland, California, and then also the first guy who ever started getting me really pushed out there and started recording me was Don Caprice, and he actually recorded that one.
So where can people find you if they want to listen to your music?
Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. ChristianCoelho.com. We have a full website for any information you need. Everything's on there. Videos, new songs. I'm dropping a lot of stuff coming up. So
you touring? What's it like? How do you make it? Like my nephew, amongst many other things, he's a film director as well, and had a film debut in London this past summer. But he's also a musician. He's played at the Whiskey down in LA a couple of times. And so I'm just curious, like, what is life like for you as you try to get out and promote yourself and promote your name? Are you doing a lot of live shows?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing shows for a long time. My good buddy Jack Riley up in Boise had me for a Boise show. Crazy show over there. And then always, hometown shows are cool. But we're trying to branch out to LA in the next couple months, and we're working with a lot of promoters and getting stuff done. So I've just been working on the music, trying to get everything solid, and then once we hit the road, we'll be good.
And you're super young, man. Like, how old are you?
22.
22. Wow. How did you connect with him?
So, mutual friends. His mom went to school with Libby, who's one of my best guy friends. You know Libby.
I do know Mark Libby.
And Christian actually went to school with Hannah, his daughter, at SRV in Danville, our hometown. So, Libby connected us and then knew I was coming here, obviously. And, literally 3 days ago.
Yeah, it just made it make sense.
We're making things happen.
All right, now Koz has been dying to get a question in for you, Christian.
Let me hear it.
Yeah, I got a couple of questions for you, my man. Let's start with, if you're recording in Oakland, do you have any Oakland influences? Are you a Too Short guy, a Mac Dre guy? Who are your Oakland influences?
For sure. No, I'm a Too Short guy for sure. All Black is one of my favorites right now too.
Yes.
He's incredible. So All Black, and then G-Eazy as well from the same sort of area. So I mean, a lot of those guys, I'm really inspired by a lot of the Bay Area artists. I wouldn't have done it. I grew up listening to Neff DeFaro and ended up working with him and doing some songs. So it's a pleasure working with those guys.
Or you're a big yoga guy, but it's also, what's music medicine? Define what music medicine is.
I don't know what music medicine. I'm actually not a yoga guy.
Oh no!
Wait,
all right.
What was that
I'm looking up you.
No,
I'm looking up you on Instagram.
There's another Christian Coelho that's big in yoga, actually.
Koz, look up the SF Gate article on him. Let's see some skin.
Oh, no.
You sent me the link on that, too.
Koz,
You did.
Look for the SF Gate.
Is that the tattoo
I tried to
one
bury
that you
this
sent
under
me?
the rug as well as I could.
49er tattoo on this kid. We got some ink.
Oh, but wait a minute. I do have to bring this
pull
up.
That up.
You've got a 49er tattoo,
there it is.
There it is. You really bought all in on Trey Lance, huh?
All right, so let me.
Where's the tattoo? I gotta see.
It's right here on my right leg. So let me at least tell the story first, so there's some clarification. So me and my buddy Luke, he's the one right there on the left. So
Dude, that's awesome.
One morning we were at the gym. Actually, we were at Fitness 19. He'll tell you too. And I'd always wanted a 49er tattoo. I'm such a big 49er fan.
Niners.
Obviously, this probably wasn't the greatest way to go about it, but so we were in the gym and he said that we were talking about Trey Lance. It was 3 days after he had got drafted, and I was so happy about it, and I was so high on Trey Lance that I was like, you know what, we should get a Trey area tattoo. And he was in. He was like, yeah, let's do it 100%. So we went that morning and got it, and then a couple days later, SF Gate called because it got posted on Instagram and blew up everywhere. Next thing I knew, I was getting roasted on bar stools and everywhere else. So tried to bury that one under the rug, but it doesn't seem like I did a good job.
Yeah, but wait a minute. So you said write this down. If Debo gets 2,100 all-purpose yards, you'll get the number 19 tattooed on the other leg. He's at 5,358 all-purpose yards. Are you getting number 19 on the other leg?
Yeah, I'm going to have to get 19 somewhere for sure.
Okay.
Definitely got to honor that one.
Yeah.
That's a better bet. That's a better bet right there.
That's a better bet for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
so
that's gonna last. That'll have some staying power.
What do you do with the Trey area tattoo? Do you get that covered at some point? Do you put a Lombardi trophy over it after they win this weekend?
So I was saying, I was talking about it with someone the other day, and I was saying if they win on Sunday, I'm going to get the Trey area part covered up with the Super Bowl and the number, obviously Super Bowl 58.
Oh,
so
nice.
get
Yeah.
that.
That'd be hardcore. I'd love that. All right, so you're going to drop some.
Yes.
All
Let's
right.
hear it. So
what do we need? You need a beat. What do you need?
I sent it to you, Dave.
You sent me a beat.
Yeah.
When did
I
you
sent-
send it to me?
I sent it this morning.
Oh, this
Hey,
morning.
I need you to.
Wait, hold
Hit this
on.
up so he can
Okay, hold on. All right, this
There
one.
it is,
Okay, this
yeah.
is what you need. Okay, here we
We
go.
need to go at.
Hey, Matt, make sure you pop this
20
up, buddy.
seconds in.
Oh, I'll restart. Tell me when. I'll restart
no, you
it.
can go to like 20. You can
Go to
20.
20. Go to 20.
Cut
Okay.
it a little bit. Is there a way to turn it up in the headphones a little bit? The beat.
Yeah.
Just turn up his headphone overall, Matt.
Yeah, that's good. All right, let's do this. I'd only do this for the one and only Jess Taylor.
Yes.
Yeah.
LFG, baby.
Next man up, it's time to ball now. Just a stand-up guy replacing the fall downs. No bat signal lit, I'm the one they call now. My town needs me to show these kids what it's all about. Yeah, FOF is what I preach. She not your friend if he your brother, and if she cheats, she for the streets. Got pay my rent in heaven, but I had to break the lease, cause this world needs some light and some lightning for the beef. Bolt and the 8 needed emphasis. Family over friends from Genesis till the end of it. Writing been my weapon, I'm not talking about the penmanship, but if you crossing me, let me tell you that this pen's a bitch. Yeah, and please excuse my French, I just can't believe I wasted all the time we had just spent. I treat these snakes like hoopers cause they want to play their strength, but I cut off they right, they got Bethany Hamilton's left. Non-existent, first bonus check, pay B. Allen a visit. Cuban link frozen, told him hit it, no limit. Morty and the whole fam get it. Reasons why I'm ignorant, put the Rocky trunks on, time to beat the beat up. Easy Bay Govins, y'all just take too long to heat up. Why y'all chasing me? Cause I'm with your girl in Turks and Caicos and I'm chilling with my feet up. Thought I had something with that last girl, but you know life. As soon as you stop doing wrong, things won't go right. But I learned my lesson, no mistakes made twice. So I told her I can't beat her for those calls at night. Yeah, Jess, this shit is bold. Niners about to win the motherfucking bowl. Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yes.
Whoa. Earmuff.
Yes.
Earmuff.
Coz, you paused your video feed. I can't see you rocking out. I wanted to see Coz getting down on that.
Yes.
There we
Dude,
go.
I was.
There we go.
Coz, we're streaming. He can drop a few MFs if he wants. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I know, man.
You gotta put some emphasis on it, or else it's not gonna happen.
No, that was awesome, man. That was awesome. How do you come up with your lyrics? And do you strictly stay with like what you write, or do you off the cuff improvise stuff from time to time?
I mean, it really just depends. A lot of things go into my writing. It's just kind of what's going on in my life at the time. You know, like certain times, like certain situations with females, or you know, whatever's going on in your life. It's important to just put it down on paper and be able to share it, because a lot of people have the same feelings as you. They just, you know, they're not expressing them in the same way. So it's really important, I feel like, as an artist, especially as a young artist, to be able to put that kind of stuff out so that these younger kids that aren't expressing themselves in the same way can really take that in and understand there's people that feel the same way. So, but I do go off the cuff too, a good amount recording. It just depends on, you know, how I'm feeling that day. So
It's so good. I'm literally obsessed.
It's awesome, man. I'm so happy that this is how I met you and that you're out on Radio Row. You need to go do that on a few more shows.
Yeah.
In fact, when we're off the air at noon, I'll be happy to kind of take you around and try to introduce to some people that I'm friends with, so we can kind of make that happen, because you came all the way out here. Are you also leaving this afternoon?
Yeah, unless I can find a way to the bowl.
You're in and out quick. Well,
We're
good
on the
luck.
quest for 6 and find a way to the bowl.
Good luck with that one, man. I know I'm watching it in a sports book somewhere here, unless some kind of miracle happens. But man, 49ers. I'm rooting for the 49ers hardcore.
Right.
But the Chiefs scare me.
They do. I think that it's scary because you never want to go against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs in general, let alone this game. So it's really just about, you know, who's going to feel better. I think it's kind of a toss of the coin who's going to feel better that day when they go on the field, because that's how it is, any given Sunday. But I got a lot of trust in Brock and this Niners team, and the camaraderie is real. So,
and you are a Mahomes fan. So how is this working for you?
No. Wait, whoa.
I might be at the wrong booth right now.
Stay seated. No, they're both two of my favorite teams. Mahomes is great when he's not playing the Niners. Purdy all the way.
He upset me too much in that Super Bowl. I can't. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen. I'm all in on rooting for the Niners. I am staying away from putting any wager down on this game because I just need to be all invested passionately just for the Niners to win.
They're saying
100%.
if you're a betting person, you're betting on the Chiefs.
That's what. Well, we just had the reason why you guys got booted at the top of the hour was because we had Adam Pullen and Craig Mucklow, who are with Caesar Sportsbook. They said the majority of the bets in terms of quantity have been on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But the quality bets, meaning the big ticket bets, they've gone in on the 49ers.
Yeah.
Right.
So you take with that what you will, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a hell of a game.
I think he's going to bring it home, and I don't think Debo and a lot of those guys are going to take. They're not going to take it again. I mean, they sat there and had to watch it the first time. They're not going to sit there and watch it again.
And Kittle, he's out for blood. These boys are going to do it.
And mark my words, Dre Greenlaw is going to be a serious impact in this game. I feel that way very much so. I think that he's gonna cause a lot of disruption for Patrick Mahomes, and I think he's going to be a real big piece of that win.
I feel like Fred Warner may have a honestly, Fred Warner would be my dark horse. He's not even on here. Fred Warner might be my dark horse Super Bowl MVP. Like, I'm wondering what kind of odds I could get on that because Larry Brown, I think it was the Steelers. Cowboys Super Bowl back in like '96. Larry Brown won the Super Bowl MVP as a defensive back, and Tony is standing over here.
The guy with the red hat is?
The red hat guy looks very familiar to me.
McCaffrey.
Oh, that's Ed McCaffrey. Well, are you bringing Ed McCaffrey over here?
I just saw him, so I haven't had a chance.
All right. Well, we need Ed McCaffrey over here, 100%. Tony,
we gotta ask him about my lookalike.
Tony.
We gotta ask him about my lookalike.
Oh, yes!
I've been getting the last 3 months.
Are you the CMC lookalike?
I've been getting it nonstop.
Yeah,
nonstop.
I do see that.
Nonstop.
I do see that.
Maybe we gotta ask.
Yeah, well, that would be great to get Ed McCaffrey over here. Of course, Ed McCaffrey. The ties are interesting, by the way, right? Because you got Ed McCaffrey, who played for Mike Shanahan, winning the Super Bowl in Denver, and now you've got Kyle Shanahan coaching the 49ers, and that is with Christian McCaffrey, who is Ed McCaffrey's son. I mean, that is it's unbelievable. You can't make up these storylines.
The NFL coaching family trees it's the most interesting thing ever if you look into it and just see who was working with who years ago. It's pretty crazy when you look at it.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah. I believe that is Ed's. That's obviously Ed's rep. So we'll see if he can get over here. All right, let's take a break. And I know we also have another guest coming up. I don't know. Robin gave me this saying at 12:45, but we're not on at 12:45. That's going to be Bleacher Brothers going on at 12:45. But we have to break because we have to get a Matt Fowler sports update in. And Matt, I'm challenging you. We come back from break. It's going to be clean, right? All the mics are going to be open. We're going to be good to go.
I have faith in you, Matt.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you guys again. It's very nice.
Stay tuned to see if that happens here on LFG.
ChristianCoelho.com.
It's the bottom of the hour, or close enough. Time for your Tickscape Studios Sports Update with Matt Fowler.
ESPN, Fox, Warner Brothers Discovery have plans to launch a streaming platform in the fall that will include offerings from at least 15 networks and all major pro sports leagues. And Las Vegas Mayor Carolyn Goodman isn't exactly extending a warm embrace to the Oakland A's, who plan to build a $1.5 billion stadium in her city. In fact, Goodman said the team's stadium plan does not make sense and that the A's ownership should go back to the drawing board and pitch a new plan in the Bay Area. Dave, what do you think about that?
I think that they've been trying to get a deal in Oakland since Coz. Help me out here. How many years have they been trying? Oh, Coz is. I'm looking at an empty chair.
Yeah, I'm there. No, you're good.
Oh, there.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm walking around.
All right, he's walking around. Coz, what year did they start trying to work on a new stadium in Oakland? I know I started there in 2009, and it was at least that.
Oh, no, it was well before then, man. That was back when Lou Wolf was owning the team, and they were trying to go to San Jose, and they were trying to go to Fremont, and they were doing anything they could to get any building anywhere. So it's been going on for 20-plus years. But again, don't go to Oakland. Oakland's not a good place to do business. Find a new home. My bet is Salt Lake City.
They're going to be in Vegas. There's no way they don't end up in Vegas. Anyway, it's been crazy. Coz, you really are missing out. Matt, has it been like this the whole week, or has this been the busiest that it's been?
It has been. I mean, it's picked up today, but it was pretty busy yesterday and pretty busy Monday. It's definitely picked up a notch, but definitely busy the last couple days.
I think that's to be expected here in Vegas.
Yeah, I would think.
Bright light city, gonna set my soul, gonna set my soul. It sounds a lot busier than it did Monday and Tuesday. So it's really starting to pick up, and I can imagine the next couple of days, Dave, your head's going to be on a swivel because that place is going to be on fire.
Yeah, well, you know what the crazy thing is, though, right? So, Coz, like, I look around and I see people, I'm like, I know who that person is, but you can't recognize them. Like right now, we're looking at the girl from FanDuel. She used to work at ESPN, and then she left, jumped ship. She left SportsCenter and ESPN to go be like the face of FanDuel. She's out in front of us right now, but I can't remember for the life of me her name. But man, that was a
Just yell. Say, hey, what's your name? Hey, cutie, what's your name?
No, she's shooting some kind of stand-up right now. Anyway, we could find her if we really wanted to. But I'm just that's just an example of and Tony just came over and he pointed at Ed McCaffrey and he's like, do you recognize who that is? And so Tony's trying to see if we can get Ed McCaffrey over here. And I know that Bleacher Brothers are going to be having Cam Newton come on in a little bit. Who are you pointing to?
I spoke with McCaffrey's agent. He's booked. He's full, so he cannot do any appearances.
Okay. Do you know what we really need, Coz? And I forgot to bring it. We need I told the story earlier when we had Justin Pugh on about how when I did Radio Row several years ago, we had a wireless mic, and we just sent our guy out with a wireless mic, and we just got people on the air like while they were standing around waiting to go on interviews with other shows. That's kind of what we need. And that'd be a good job for Jessica, the intern. Like instead of answering phones, we give her a mic to just go put it on somebody and say, Ed McCaffrey, they're not ready for you yet. Here,
wait a minute. This is our intern?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, you didn't catch that when I said earlier?
I did not.
All right, so you came into Vegas to help promote Christian, to make your debut, and you also have your birthday coming up on Saturday. Mm-hmm. I know you're on your way to Santa Barbara tonight to go to go celebrate tomorrow morning, but you brought some refreshments for us to help celebrate your birthday.
I did.
All right.
We're going to toast to my birthday.
All right. Well.
I mean, it's like what we do.
It's what we do. We did it last year with Matt Mayoko. Matt's here somewhere.
Where is Matt?
I don't know. By the way, okay, that I see somebody over there that kind of looked like Christian McCaffrey, but I'm like, no, that can't be CMC. He's not here in the building. What's your big take on the game? What's your big take on the game, Miss Taylor?
49ers all the way. It's going to be a fight, no doubt. But I'm saying 49ers.
I know you're taking the 49ers, but are they like what concerns you about the Chiefs?
Oh,
they're better.
They're just freaking good.
they're better. That's a concern.
No, listen, they're saying that Mahomes and Kelsey are like Gronk and Brady. I mean, how can you top that, right? But yeah. It's going to be dirty.
How about Purdy and Kittle? That's a pretty good combination.
I know. They're my boys.
Yeah. Did you watch? So, yeah, I was texting with you. I know that you watched the NFL opening night stuff. Is it amazing to you how big that this has become? I mean, did you not feel like you were watching WWE?
Yes, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, well, we were there last year. Or you were there. I came in late, but typical. But it wasn't that upbeat. Like, it's getting crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. Then okay, I've been dying to ask you. We had the little Taylor Swift thing in the Open. What about this whole Taylor thing? And by the way,
I mean, come on.
Have you actually heard anybody say that they don't like the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce thing? Like, I've
actually been seeing people defend it.
Right, but I'm hearing people talk about the people who are talking about it, but I haven't actually heard anybody talking about it.
I think we're over it. Like, come on, we're over it.
By the way, Koz, that's a perfect lead-in for us because we today is over/under day. It's Wednesday, and we've got over/under day. I don't know if here we go. I do have my over/under sounder. So here we go. Let's play the over/under. This is the over sounder. Hold on. Here we go.
It's over. It's over.
All right, Koz, what do you got today? You got an over or under for me?
I got an under for you today, all right? Something that's underappreciated. You know what's underappreciated? Getting into an auto accident in a highfalutin car and have people search that car when you're in the accident and eventually buy that car. Tiger Woods said he's committing to the Genesis Open. He's the face of the Genesis Open. And it's going to be his first event for 2024. When he was in that horrific auto accident at the same event, the Genesis Open, I Googled the Genesis car that he was driving, and last year I bought my wife that exact same car, everybody. So underappreciated is getting into a horrible car wreck in a cool car, and therefore getting somebody to buy said cool car as the promotional gimmick. I think that was a great move, so that was underappreciated.
That was so underappreciated. This is the first I've heard of this. This is the first I've heard of this.
Really?
Yeah. So that is a solid move. Do you have anything you're either over or under? Like, are you over something like you're sick of it, or is there something that's underappreciated in your mind? Could be anything. It doesn't have to be sports.
Doesn't have to be sports.
No. I'm just going to stick with it. The Kelce Taylor Swift thing, I'm totally over it.
You're over it?
Over it.
So why are you over
You're over people talking about it, or you're over those two?
No, not them too. I'm so happy for them. I think they're perfect for each other. I'm just over people talking about it. Like, it's old news at this point.
I'm amazed. You know what also is underappreciated? Like, she's a super duper. She's the biggest star on the planet right now.
She just
next
won
to
a
like
Grammy,
17.
her fourth one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She's no 17. Okay, I get it. She's no K-pop idol, but she's super great. All right, I love her.
Right.
What's underappreciated is how much she loves her man, and how the heck is she going to do a week of a tour and then jump on a plane in Tokyo and be at the Super Bowl hours later?
Because she can, Coach. Because she can.
She loves them.
Yeah.
But I know. But just the idea.
She will.
Oh, that's a great question.
No, she will because of the time difference. She will. She'll make it.
We've already done the
weather,
math. In fact, you know what, Koz? Here's the crazy part. If she takes off we talked about this the other day. If her concert ends around 11 in Japan, she gets to the airport. She gets a police escort. She's probably in the air by 12:30. It's a 17-hour flight. That math puts her on the ground in Vegas at 7:30 Saturday night. She could literally land in Vegas before her show in Japan started on Saturday night. She could go backwards in time.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. You know what? She should just book a venue and play another concert and then do 2 shows on the same date in 2 separate parts of the globe. That would be beautiful. You know what? I love it. Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
She's got the DeLorean.
Wish them nothing but the best, but let's get back to football.
Okay, well, no, I've got to give an over or an under here, and to be honest with you, I really didn't prepare well for this segment. So I'm just going to say that I'm kind of over being put on the spot to have to come up with things on the fly this week.
Actually,
so
you know
ironic.
what I'm over? An unopened bottle of champagne.
I'm over waiting for the champagne.
We
to
have
be opened.
electronics. Be careful.
For here?
I've had bad experiences with that.
What are we waiting for?
Do you want to help me out?
Yeah.
Don't
Do you wanna open this
give
for
any
us?
to Matt. Matt will dump it right onto the
Thank
brand
you.
new MacBook. So.
Yeah. Matt cannot dump it on his brand new MacBook. That would be bad. Well, it's not milk, so I think Matt's probably a little bit more careful with champagne than with milk.
I'll give you over. I'll give you an over. You know what's over? Overwhelming how huge Radio Row is this time around. There are more things going on about Radio Row and how big it is and expansive and the number of people, and it's only going to get better.
Finally.
Yeah, it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
Coz, what was your first Super Bowl you covered?
You know what? I haven't covered a lot. The first one that I covered, I think, was the 49er one when they lost to Baltimore. That was the first one I covered.
All right.
That's the only one I covered.
Oh.
All right, I got to. That was.
Who are you taking pictures of?
I was taking a picture of Duncan Dad over here. Duncan Dad is somebody, Coz, that you need to meet. He's a staple with Tony Bruno's network, and we got to know him last year in Arizona. And he just was the one who opened the bubbly. Although I think he spilled as much on the floor. Don't let him near a MacBook.
Look, I gave us 49er color cups. Okay.
Oh, awesome! I love the 49er color cups.
Yeah.
So yeah, at the end of the day, listen, Coz, Radio Row. My first Super Bowl was '96, Packers, Patriots, and it was Bill Parcells coaching the Patriots against the Green Bay Packers and Mike Holmgren. And Radio Row was, I mean, this is the size of a Costco, maybe 2 Costcos. This is 2 large Costcos.
We buy everything in bulk here.
Costco. Is it 2 words or 1 word?
Costco is 2 words, isn't it? Well,
Co's
not.
No, Thank you for saying it the right way.
There's a T. You have to pronounce the T. Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like badminton. There's a badminton. Oh, that's good.
There's like a T in often. That's a word that's underappreciated, by the way. I underappreciate the people who pronounce the T in often. I'm always impressed when you tell me I come here often. I think highly of you. If you say I come here often, I don't necessarily think negative of you, but I don't think highly of you.
Exactly. I think little education loss there. Often, Mr. Often. There's a T in there, okay?
Yeah.
The
ultimate over/under, of course, we talked about on this show already, is the toilet paper roll. You can never be under. You always need to be over.
In COVID, everybody needed to be over.
It wherever I am.
With all the toilet paper everybody was buying, everybody needed to be over with COVID.
I will tell you full disclosure, it's probably too much information, but that's what we do on this show. I got off my flight this morning and went into the Las Vegas airport, and they had the toilet paper on the giant roll as an under. And I was like, how do you put a giant roll as an under?
Here.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's bad. That's bad airport management is what that is. Bad lavatory management is what that is. Hey, here's a question.
I'm not even on video,
VMAs,
so I guess I could do whatever I want.
Well, you are
on
the air,
VMAs, yeah. Anywhere going on? Do we have any adult film stars who are traipsing about trying to get on some of the Radio Row shows?
Why is that this weekend as well?
Not interested.
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering because I know
Do we
when I
want
was
to give
there
them
last
attention?
week.
I don't know if I like
We
this.
do. Yes,
Oh,
we
wow.
do.
Okay. I'm drinking to that.
By the way, cheers. Hello.
Cheers. Happy birthday to me.
Did you give any? You didn't give any to Matt. That was probably a good idea.
Yeah, don't give
I
anything to
can't.
me.
No, I had some for Christian. Wanted to toast to him, but
Well, hopefully Christian is off doing
Is he old enough to drink?
He's 22. We asked the.
He's 22.
Oh, he is okay.
All right, so Coz, we got like 13 minutes left in the show. Just want to know your thoughts on we're getting close now, right? We're getting close.
Yeah.
I don't really think to me the biggest story still has been here in Vegas has been the turf for the 49ers, and that's kind of gone away.
Yeah.
I think it's been, all things considered, it's been a pretty quiet Super Bowl in terms of not a lot of news coming out of either side.
No, let me ask you this, though. You're there, boots on the ground. I know it's only been a short amount of time. But are you getting a sense that people are as amazed as we are that the Niners are favorites right now? Are people there thinking, wow, Kansas City should be the favorite in this game? Or is there a sense that the Niners truly are the best team?
Well, I think Adam and Craig were spot on. They said the big money has come in on the Niners. The quantity of bets has come in on the Chiefs. And
what does that mean? I don't understand what that sentence means. What does that mean?
It means that they maybe have taken 1,000 $1 bets and one $100,000 bet. So the money.
Okay.
So the
but what am I supposed to? What am I supposed to discern from that?
You're supposed to discern that the Sharks, the people who really are serious about this, that they're putting their money on the Niners, and that's going to move the needle.
All right.
And we'll have Drew on tomorrow because Drew lives here and he's going to come out tomorrow to the show. But that's what moves the line. That's what moves the line is where does the big money go?
I would be interested, and I should have asked Adam and Craig this. What's the biggest money bet on a prop that they would accept, right? Because there are people who put $100,000 down on a game, not a prop, right? Doesn't Floyd Mayweather put $1 million down on games, right? So they'll take big money. But what about on a prop bet? Props are different.
Props are different, and those. By the way, there's one other thing I just remembered. I almost got through the show today without mentioning this. Coz, pickleball on Friday. I will be not on Radio Row. I will be.
Okay.
I will. In fact,
Are you playing?
I may only be able to play be on for the first hour of the show. I'll be on remotely from the Plaza Hotel rooftop where they're having a celebrity pickleball tournament, and I've been asked to do play-by-play for that on Friday. So I will get us in. I'll get us in a couple of guests on that as well to come on the show on Friday before the pickleball action gets underway. Huh?
Anna Lee Waters, is she going to be there?
No. She's out on the PPA tour. Marcellus Wiley. There are actually, this is how big pickleball is becoming. I know you're into it now as well. There are two different celebrity pickleball tournaments going on this week.
What?
There are two different. Why, is that a big deal for you, Matt?
No, it's not a big deal. That's just weird. I mean, in the context of pickleball.
Oh, well, he's playing pickleball in the celebrity tournament.
Pickleball. Everyone's getting into pickleball.
So
it can't.
But speaking of pickleball,
Matt, black people can play pickleball. Matt, I know what you're saying, but black people can play pickleball. I know what you're saying. I saw what you were thinking, but I promise you, it happened. It happened.
All right, so listen, I'm thinking pickleball. I'm thinking of that awesome pickleball paddle I got sent from Splish and Splish Naturals.
Yeah.
Go to splishnaturals.com. They actually gave us a very small amount of funding to cover our expenses here this week in Las Vegas. Not a huge amount, but enough that
to eat.
Matt and I can go have a nice dinner, and we will definitely do that. And we appreciate Matt Walsh and all the Splish people for doing that. Make sure you go to splishnaturals.com. They've got the best CBD oil treatments in the universe, and I've used them myself, and they help with pain relief. They help with promote healing. Just a really good product overall. They also have these amazing mats that you can get on that I need to get the official name of the mat, but it basically, puts this energy into your body and helps you heal. Tony actually used it for his bad back. Tony's a big fan of Splish, so go to splishnaturals.com. Tomorrow I'll actually have a commercial that they gave me that we can roll in, but my morning was crazy because I did that San Jose State men's game last night, and then by the time I had a Tickscape call with our development people, and Jess is in on Tickscape as well. We were on till 11 o'clock last night Pacific time, and then I was up this morning at 4:30, and then I was on a plane here, so I haven't had a lot of time to get the pieces put all into place.
I need a Tickscape update right now. How are we doing with the product? I'm ready to start selling and buying, my friend.
Well, okay, well, we're very close. We
ready yet.
We may be putting it hot online for the general public before the end of the week. It will be a very basic version, and we're not going to do a full-on promotion of it just yet. But if anybody wants to find it and organically go through, and listen, if anybody out there happens to be thinking of going to the Super Bowl, just go to Tickscape.com. Not yet. Later this week, and just we're free. Just go to us and then click through the link to either SeatGeek or Ticketmaster when you buy your tickets.
Right, it'll direct you to.
It'll direct you. You'll do the sale there, but our company, which Tony Bruno and the Tony Bruno Sports Network is associated with, will benefit in a very small way from that.
Are you broadcasting from the Tickscape studios right now?
We are from and I have the banner. I'm going to put it on the producer's table when we're all done today. I'm going to come back and we're going to put it on the producer's table because they just have black covering it right now. So we'll get our banner up. So we've got some representation here. And Jess got us some amazing business cards. So I've got those. I've been giving those out. I gave one to Moose Johnston earlier today.
Were you flashing me there? Did you just flash me? Is that why you moved the camera? Is that why you were flashing me?
For the business cards.
Give me a little. Little crotch shot. Give me a little crotch shot.
I was looking for the business cards that are right here. Here you go. Coach, you're the
It's
only.
sexting.
I'll
You
show
guys
these
are
to
sexting me.
There you go. There's our
Oh my
Tickscape
God.
logo.
That's hot.
No, it's down here.
Yeah, no,
That's
I know,
hot.
but this is the one for the people that are watching on the live stream.
Oh, okay.
This is just us. This is just
Got
us
it.
with
That's the one I've been
Coach.
looking at.
I'm going to see
That's
tomorrow
hot.
if there's. Is
That's
there a way
hot.
we can?
Do I have
remove-
one?
Is there a way we can? Yes,
Is
you
that
can have one, Matt.
No, I said no. Do I have
Wanna
one?
get digital ones?
No. Do you want to know what this has been a big
Yeah.
point of contention? The name of
Yes,
our
is that
font.
Helvetica?
The name of our font is called. Do you know what it's called, by the way?
No.
The
It's
name
something weird.
The name
With-
of our
with an
font
O?
is Oxanium.
I knew that.
Oxanium. Oxanium. I like it. It kind of has
insane in the
a
Oxanium.
steely modern look.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you.
Very good.
We worked hard on
What
that.
do you think about the logo?
Stands out.
Logo name.
I love the combination of the T and the S.
Yeah.
How it slides around like that for
It's legit.
Tickscape. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. I think it's a very good job.
After we
Jess,
become
who do
usually.
people tell you look like? Jess, who do people tell you look like?
I don't get that.
Who do you look like?
Who do
Who's
I
your
look-
doppelganger?
I don't have a doppelganger.
Well,
okay?
from that
There's
angle,
only one Jess
from that
Taylor.
angle, like when you look at Dave, from that angle, you're a young Barbara Streisand. What? But up close,
I need to get a nose
She was a
job.
beautiful young woman. She was a beautiful young woman. She was a lovely young
What
woman.
the fuck?
And then straight
I'm
on,
offended.
it's the girl.
I would have rather
It's
you
the
ask me my
girl-
pronoun.
Oh my God! Enough with the
Sorry.
pronouns. Oh, did you? Hey, I told you I might not watch the Super Bowl. They might have hooked me back in. Did you hear about the commercials this year?
No.
There will be zero woke-related commercials this year. Like, remember Lumber 84 when they did the whole building the wall thing with lumber? There will be no woke commercials this year, so you might be hooking me back into the Super Bowl. So, I'm a fan.
No way.
I'm a fan.
No way.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, you were never not watching the Super Bowl, dude. You were never not watching the Super Bowl.
There's a chance. There's a chance. There's a chance.
Yeah, I'm saying there's no chance of you not watching the Super Bowl.
I sports hate the 49ers, and I'm kind of
that's
over
right.
the Chiefs always
That
being
is
in
right.
there.
You are
Oh, here.
boycotting the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there we
right?
go.
Say hi to
is
Tiramisu.
Okay. You got one that's also named Licorice, right?
Yes, I've got one named Licorice and Tiramisu, and my dog is Snickers. So.
Do you have
Yeah.
like an old school kitty litter box, or do you have one of the ones that's automatic?
Yeah. I'm old school. I'm original. I'm original gangster when it
Says a
comes
lot.
to that. Those circle ones, you know what? They're for the circle jerks. Let's use the regular ones, kids. All right, you got to teach these animals who's the boss. So.
All right.
All right. Well, is the next show ready to go?
Why didn't you come here? Live in the
How
flesh.
many times have I heard that question? How many times have I heard that question
He was
from a
here
woman,
2
Jeff?
weeks ago.
How many
Wow.
times?
Okay.
Yeah, wait, here we go.
Yeah, I was here a couple weeks ago. I know. You know what? I don't have budgets like you guys. I don't have the big budgets. Remember, I'm a half a country away.
We're big budget. We're big budget. That's all we. That's how. You know how much money I spent to get here?
$1 million.
Wow. Someone's playing with a sound box.
Yeah, I'm playing with the sound box.
I like it.
All right. Well, listen, I think that that's pretty much going to be a wrap for our show today. I'm trying to find my
Can I ask you a
Spotify
question?
here. Yeah, you can ask. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, how did you get the play-by-play gig for the second pickleball event?
Oh, because my buddy Grant Garcia, who works at the Plaza Hotel, they've done PPA events here before, and so he found out I was going to be in Vegas, and he was like, because I hit him up, I was like, hey, you're going to be in Vegas, and he's like, actually, I'm hosting a celebrity pickleball tournament. He's like, and I think I need a play-by-play guy. And I'm like, all right, I'm your guy.
Perfect.
So I'm here, and that will, so I'll but
He's paying you?
He's paying me, so that will help.
Yes,
and
that's
also,
good.
that always helps. And Koz, I won't be completely gone from the show on Friday because I'll get, at first hour, I'll get us some interviews. Second hour, we will have a pre-recorded Celebrity MMA, and we need to connect on when we're going to record that. We need to record that either tonight
All
or
right.
tomorrow. So we'll talk
I'm
about
good.
that off
Be a
air.
part of that?
Do you want to be part of Celebrity MMA? We need you as a sideline
You know,
reporter.
I can do. Actually, I have a spa treatment. I think at 10:30 in the morning.
Of course you do, Jess.
That's
Of course you have a
commitment.
spa
That's
treatment
commitment.
at 10 a.m. in the morning. You can't move that, right? Why would you move that?
Listen, what time do I need to be on?
Well, how important is this? I mean, you might need to be on when your spa treatment is.
Well, no, we're going to tape Celebrity MMA.
Dave,
We're taping it.
Dave,
hey,
I'm
stop
saying.
giving the birthday girl a hard time.
I'm saying hypothetically.
This is my debut for LFG. Don't give me a hard
Hey,
time.
Dave, can you get them to hook me up with some pickleball gear?
You look great, by the way. I love your.
You want some pickleball gear from the celebrity tournament? Is that what you're saying,
Yeah.
Coz?
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, whoever the sponsor is, man, I could use a new Selkirk or whoever the sponsor is.
All right, I'll see what I can make happen when I get out there. And I think
A Eula or a Jula, however you say that.
It's Eula. It's Eula.
All right, we
with
gotta
Ben
wrap it
Johns.
up. We got to wrap it
With
up.
Ben Johns.
I just need to give a quick shout out to Kyle Swanson, my old colleague. He's watching, and yeah. Hey, Kyle.
All right. Well, all right, Coz, enjoy the rest of your day in Nashville. Jess, safe
Can't
travels
wait.
to you going out to, back to the Bay Area and then down to Santa
Back to the
Barbara.
Bay Area tonight, and then Santa Barbara tomorrow morning. Yeah.
And Matt Fowler and I are going to go get associated with the mute button on his soundboard, and so he knows exactly how to tell when it's on and off, Coz.
Good job, Matt. So, I'm telling you, you're getting almost good at this.
I thought I was playing.
Thanks, Coz.
Here we go.
I appreciate
here's Blue
that.
Man Group. That's what I was looking for. Was a little Blue Man Group to take us out here in Vegas. All right. Thanks for
Because
checking.
he blew you, right?
Yeah,
right?
yes.
You're like Tony.
Yes, exactly. All right.
He blew you.
Wow.
All right. This has been it for the Wednesday edition. The Bleacher Brothers are coming up next. Tony will also be back. Robin. Tony's coming back. Tony's coming back. It's all coming up here on the Tony Bruno Sports Network.
Great job, Dave.